everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Baron Abara?"
The knights who say chill.
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drip on.
You're retain everywhere.
I am.
Do you have a chaser?
Can I pull about mine too?
Yo, this is good. Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, they do. It's like this.
It's the heart emoji.
Don't jiggle, jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle,
You
for
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time, the whole thing, finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. We're going to be talking Rings of Power, episodes 4 and 5 tonight, and we're also doing a character tier list. I will admit that was not my idea. That was Winespring's idea, and we were going to surprise Jessica with it, but then I thought that's probably not a good idea.
I wanted to just wreck your life, Jess, and just surprise you.
Drop it on you. I think I need more light. Pardon my palm. Talk to the hand. There we go.
Palm readings now.
Yeah. Hey, listen, huge lifeline right there.
Looks like a double one to me.
That-
That's interesting.
yeah. Look, it's past life. We don't talk about that one. We'll talk about that one.
Love that.
All right. So let's get the show started. We're going to introduce ourselves. Really?
Yep, this life joke.
She's still molting. She's still
She
molting.
is. Let's start introductions with Jessica.
Well, hi everybody. In Chill Chat, I'm normally one of you. I'm normally lurking in there. So hi to all our friends in there. Jessica Sadai, aka Jessica Sweet Eye, aka Shelf Indulgence, depending on which corner you catch me lurking in.
I love that.
Very, very nice. And how was your But Are There Dragons?
But Are
Podcast.
There Dragons is fantastic. So we wrapped on Return of the King for the end of August, which was amazing because, as you know, one half of my partnership is on hiatus, just like 1/3 of your partnership is on hiatus. So yeah, a much deserved break, but I was so excited that we got through it. And not to be too spoilery too soon, but having read The Lord of the Rings now has made season 2 so much more awesome.
Yep.
Oh, I need to hear more about that as we continue.
We're going to
our
talk about it.
discussion.
We're going to
Okay,
get
good.
into it.
Good. This is why we needed you here.
Yeah.
I'm like begging you for weeks.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I will be honest, we butchered the living shit out of names last time.
Okay.
I've done
What's
your
in the
tweet-
name? You
your
know,
tweet
what's in the
didn't-
name?
Give me that impression at all.
Okay.
Aw.
I appreciate that.
Oh.
But no, we totally screwed the pooch. Last
We're just
episode,
creative.
I'm pretty sure J.R. Tolkien is rolling in his grave. But whatever. Winespring, introduce yourself.
I'm not real sure what we butchered last time because that's how much I don't know. I'm just living in bliss over here as Winespring Cafe, which you can find me on X at Winespring Cafe. And I have a website, winespringcafe.com, where I have featured recipes to help you walk into the world of the Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan, which can we just take a moment because today Today's a big day for
Today
the Wheel
is
of
a
Time
big day.
family. You know, sad day, but also a day to, celebrate the creator of Wheel of Time. So just a little moment. Yeah.
I was
Love you
actually going to
guys.
bring that up.
Yep.
Myself.
And also hashtag What Eats
What
on
Eats.
X to find some recipes. And you can see me with these two here for Nights Who Say Chill doing D&D, and also with NASA. I mean, totally officially with NASA doing our D&D The Lost Universe on Mercure Talks channel here on YouTube.
With NASA. I love it. Yeah, so I'm trying to get a tweet out.
I know I am too. That's why I keep looking down. Sorry.
But that's okay. So I am Tavern. I am a co-host here on the Wheel and Chill Show. I'm also the host of the Wheel of Time Drunken Spelling Bee, which oddly enough is a lot of fun, even when when the guests aren't drinking as much as the host. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, last episode hurt the next day.
Good.
That is all I'm gonna say. I chose violence. Yeah, I also do merch on Redbubble, Wheel of Time related merch. I've got a couple of little fandom things on TeePublic and the Wheel and Chill Show merch. This is not on the store, but you can find on Zazzle. Oh, look, we're twinsies. Twins.
I do like my shiny merch.
I saw it at MouthYourCon.
It was.
I
both
saw it.
Mr. Jessica and myself were both rocking
Mr.
shiny shirts.
Jessica.
Hey, he's upgraded. He might as well enjoy it.
Snaps for that. Yeah.
That is true. But yeah, we have stuff on Zazzle. All right. Let's get to this shindig. So we're going to start with episode 4. Several things happened. Wine Spring. What do you want to touch on first?
Oh, okay. With episode 4.
I mean, we got Tom Bombadil.
Wait, can I point of order?
Yes,
as the
please.
guest?
Yeah.
If one needed to explain to someone how to make a tier list, say the audience has never made a tier list, perhaps you could explain the rules of the game to the audience.
Yeah. Sure. We're not going to do that.
Audience.
We're going to do it a little bit later, but we can definitely show that. So let me present the tier list that we will be using.
Oh, I'm sorry.
wanna
If that
do
wasn't
the-
right now, then that's fine.
No,
We
I
can
actually
do it.
love that. Why
No,
don't we
that's
do
fine.
the characters tier list where we discuss them in the episode? It's kind of fun.
We can
I
do
love
this.
that.
All right. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but I will do what I can. So the very first person that we're starting off with there is Adar.
Can you let me know what the tiers are? Like,
Okay, so it's like grading A, B, C, D, E, F, like you would grade in school, except S. They can stand for whatever the hell you want them to stand for.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, Super Saiyan. A
Yes,
for
absolutely.
acceptable. B for befuddled. C for crap, and D for dung. I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Or
Okay.
despicable. However you want to.
So
Yeah.
dramatic.
So basically, it's top to bottom is how we're doing this.
And there's no cap on how many in each tier.
Nope.
I love this game.
That's
no
very
boundaries.
friendly.
I love
Yeah.
that.
There
I
are
can
no
do this.
boundaries.
Wow.
You can
Okay.
you can list them however the hell you want.
Okay.
So since we are talking about Adar, our first little icon there, in this episode, there really wasn't a whole lot going on with Adar, other than the orcs were traveling into Elven lands, right? So, and again, we're not rating on this tier list based on the episode. We're just talking about the character in general, how we feel, where we think he sits, compared to the other characters, as rating.
And we're rating how much we like them.
I mean, we can either go with how much we like them or how much we think they are influencing the season.
It's kind of all inclusive, I think. Like that's we can
Okay.
really battle it out if we want.
Because you can
to.
say, "Oh, I really like him a lot, but he's not doing a whole lot, so I'm going to put him like
Mhm.
maybe at a B or something," right?
Mhm.
So it's basically 1 through 5, if
Okay.
you want to look at it that way.
Sure.
So Adar, how are you feeling about Adar? I mean, again, nothing happening in episode 4, a little bit more in episode 5, but throughout the season, there's some maneuvering going on that that's pretty impressive.
Okay, and this is just season 2. We're not talking season 1.
I mean,
Okay,
we
so
could do for the whole thing, but yeah,
no,
season
no,
2.
no, no, no. Let's try to keep it season
Mhm.
2, and I'll try to focus a little more just on the episodes we're discussing. So 4 and 5. So I would say Adar, I would put at I think B because, and we can, I'm sure we can change this as we
No, we're all
discuss.
going to discuss it, and then we'll
Okay, good.
average
Okay,
it
good.
out.
Okay, so
Jessica,
I
what are
almost
your
went
thoughts?
A, but I'm going to tell you why. So
Okay, go ahead.
I
I'm sorry.
think B because we're not getting a lot of him, and what we are getting is actually really good. So it's kind of to balance it out. So,
Mhm.
I really enjoyed that last moment with Galadriel, where he's like, "We have a
Yeah.
common enemy," and the reaction she had on her face is very intriguing. Like I'm actually excited to see what happens next, maybe for the first time this season. Right here mid season, I'm guessing is where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't like that's such a delicious like cliffhanger
Mhm.
that he gave us with that. Yes, that's why I'm thinking B.
Okay.
So I was also thinking B for Adar from the different perspective. I originally would have cast him as a C, but he upgraded. So I feel like he's been a lot less impactful so far this season as opposed to last season. But that last bit with Galadriel was very fascinating. But he doesn't seem to drive much story right now. However, with the cliffhanger with Galadriel, he's not fully on board with, the rise of Sauron and all that. So I do think that he's got enough pull that he can muck up the works. So, and also I think that he represents in that way like a wild card for me, and that elevates me up to a B.
Oh, I love that.
Interesting. I actually think he's A level for several reasons. One, he is one of the main reasons that Sauron has a purpose right now, right?
Ooh,
He,
okay.
I mean, compared to, going by what we've seen this season, Adar took his ass out,
Mhm.
right? And so his whole revenge fueled thing is against Adar. Granted, he's still it's funny because Sauron's using the elves so that he can control Middle Earth, but also to get him prepped to take on Adar, while also leading Adar to the elves to attack. So he's kind of a central pivotal figure. Not to mention he's bringing to bear all of the forces that Sauron will use later on. So he's got the hill trolls coming in, he's got all of the orcs coming in, he's got the humans from the Southlands backing him. The guy's got some pull. I'm at the A, but you both said B, so we're gonna put him at B because that's how that averages out.
Okay.
And boom, just
Oh,
drag
look
and
at
drop.
that. Well
Yeah.
done. I
You like
like
it?
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I had nothing to do with it. It's a website.
Good job,
Actually,
website.
you know
I love
what
a
I'm
well.
gonna do so
well-made
that this looks
website.
better? I'm gonna boom do that.
Thank
It's a
you.
little bit bigger. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on to Arendir.
Okay, who wants to go first this time? It doesn't have to be me. We can mix it up.
Jessica can go.
Ooh, Aaron dear. So I think they're all A and above. I'm having a hard time. I really like
What?
no,
Don't worry about
I
it.
just
Just keep
I
going.
think the show is really fantastic, and I think that everybody's turning in such top-notch performances that makes it a little hard for me. I think that I would still call
Don't be afraid of
Arondir.
pissing off the viewers.
No,
Just speak your
I-
truth.
I think I'm gonna. I do think, even though you countered my argument so deftly with Adar, I do think that Arondir's storyline so far, at least this season, has been a little weaker. So I'm going to drop him down to a B.
Oh my God. Just a B? Okay. All right.
Just a B.
Just a B.
Just to be a pain in the butt. All right, I'm going to go next. I'm going to do you one better and say C on my part, primarily because I think Arendir's best bits were in season 1, and I know we're focusing on season 2, and there may be good stuff ahead. And don't get me wrong, he gets props. He gets mega props for freaking talking to the Ents. Like, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not doing it for me this season. And
No, what was her name? Beowyn? What was her name?
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk
without
about
her. He's not the same.
No, listen, I cried at her loss. She was gonna be in this list, but I said, you know what? No, she's long gone. She's long gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there may be better stuff to come from him, but at present, I'm saying C.
Wow, you guys.
Okay.
Well, I am about to shock you all.
You're gonna go D, aren't you?
I'm gonna start by explaining how great Arendir is.
Uh-oh, she's going.
Because he is S-class all the way.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So
Ooh.
he happens to be one of my favorite characters. So sorry, S-class. His care for Theo is beautiful to see.
Okay.
He's so observant. They don't like throw it in your face how observant he is. You just see him suddenly kind of announce something he observed. And I appreciate a character like that. Kind of like he noticed the scar, the very new burn on our beautiful young lady coming up, whose name I don't know. Thank you, Estrid.
Yep.
Like he noticed it, he called it out, he handled it. He could read her character. He knew that she was going to take the sword from Isildur, I believe is his name.
Yep.
And he was ready. Like he was literally perched with his weapon ready. Like that is a really great character to me. And the moment when he could have tried to fight the Ents, he gently placed his hand on it. And that type of gentleness from such a like bombastic warrior almost like is so elf. You know, is so like elf warrior, and just sliding his hand slowly up the trunk, like speaking truths where it seems like the Ent could almost read him, that he was saying what was true, like to his character at least, was such a beautiful moment. Like that, those moments would actually keep me watching this season. So that's why I put him at S tier.
Interesting. So a little known thing about the elves. I don't know how familiar you are with the elves in Lord of the Rings, and
I'm not.
Jessica can correct me if I'm wrong, but they can see for miles. Their eyesight is ridiculous. They basically weigh nothing, which they showed in this episode when Isildur gets sucked into the mud, and Arendir basically walks on the mud to go help him out.
The only reason his friend, y'all.
Yeah, the only reason he sunk into the mud is because the thing pulled him in. But yeah, so yeah, his keen sensors are incredible.
It's funny. So I'm like saying those things, and I'm watching like his character in Galadriel, and do y'all know who I think about? Symphonia. I totally think about Symphonia. I'm like, I feel like I understand the elves a little better. R.I.P.
That is pretty funny. She's not dead.
Yeah, no R.I.P.
We'll find out.
What is R.I.P.?
No.
We'll find out.
Wow.
She was sucked into hell. So, watch tomorrow, everybody, for Night Tuesday Chill. Right here on this channel.
Let me bring this up a little bit more. All right. So that was an S, a B, and a C, huh? I guess that falls under B. Are you
I won't fight.
Are you sticking with B, Jess?
I mean, I am. Although I will say the whole exchange with the Ents was next level.
And giving him the flower, you guys. Oh,
Yeah, but I thought it was a little
beautifully
forward. I mean, it was cool. I just thought it was a bit forward that he touched the Ent in that familiar of a way, because Arendelle is of the woodland elves.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, but and he knew exactly. I mean, he said it earlier. It was no man that took Theo. So he knew what was coming.
Yeah, he looked at the petals, right?
He knew what was coming. And by the way, those Ents names were Snaggleroot and Winterbloom.
Winterbloom.
Yep.
Which
I need to get a cat.
Made my little nerd heart happy.
Yes.
That there was an Ent wife.
Yeah, it was friggin', and they held hands when they walked away, or they held branches. That was crazy. All right, anyway.
S tier for the Ents.
So Arendeer is gonna drop into the B section there.
Okay.
I think we're gonna be pretty evened out on this next one. This next character is named Brank. He is the bounty hunter, or the whatever the hell he is that's chasing. Yeah, that's chasing Nori and Poppy and the stranger. So the masked guy that smacked the hell out of.
And we have images of all this, but I'm guessing that's probably difficult.
No, I can hold on.
And I put like over 100, I think, images from these 2 episodes. So I wasn't sure we'd need.
Give me 1 second, and I will bring them up.
So while he brings that up, I'll talk. So the Guarim is a concept. So spoilers, I think, are established for Rings of Power, but also Lord of the Rings. I haven't read anything from Silmarillion or the appendices, really. So if Guarim were mentioned anywhere else, I haven't read about them yet. So this introduction to this character is the first I've ever heard of this character. No previous knowledge based on my very recent Lord of the Rings read.
So we don't know if they're from the books. This could be a made-up character, or
I don't know is what I was going to say.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wrong thing here. Hold on.
So I come into this with no baggage and no preconceived notions. Seems like pretty bad dude. He's affiliated and aligned with a dark wizard. Also seems really bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that he is the worst, and also the dark wizard is treating him like he's incompetent. So I'm going to give him a big fat C.
Oh, you're generous.
Yeah.
Super generous.
Wow.
I am super generous. If I had known we were doing a tier list, I would have brought like my mean girl pants, but I didn't.
Just your normal pants.
Yeah.
Trying to make fetch happen. Winespring? Your thoughts on Brank? His name,
like
Brank.
I can see how he is supposed to be useful. They're doing something there with like Nori and Poppy's storyline with him, but it hasn't quite landed yet. Like I didn't even know his name,
No, I had to look it up.
The costume is really neat. I do actually very much
100%.
enjoy the costuming. I think as far as someone who's like ominous and bad, like we're clearly not supposed to like him. The character is doing a great job, like just smacking that leader down when she put her hand out, I believe.
Ooh,
and then helping her up. Like that is some like, I don't know, like gaslighting bullshit or something. Like, so he's definitely twisty and bad. But like I said, like I just don't know where it's headed yet. So I could probably agree with C on that one.
I'm okay. I'm gonna give him a D, only because I just think he's a D, level character. Not
He's
so much. Yeah, I mean,
I was waiting for it. I was really waiting for it.
I wasn't saying it. I wasn't saying it. Here's the thing, though. I don't think he's as evil as you're making him out to be. Tom Bombadil, or was it Tom? Yeah, Tom Bombadil said it, I think, in one of these episodes, that the Dark Wizard went and took over Rune and now controls it. And I think this guy was just a military, a soldier or a captain or something that got, this is who I work for now kind of thing.
Really? You think so?
I think so. I don't think he's completely evil, but I mean, he has to. Now, granted, he even said, do you know why we wear these masks? So there's a good chance that the bad wizard jacked these guys' faces up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'll find out.
So,
soon.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
they're just gophers at this point. He may have been, a general or something that was a lot better. And now this is what he's, what it's down to for him. So
do we know anything about the costume? Like looking at
No.
the pieces, like this isn't like a tree in the middle, like this is just maybe ruin is what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's it's
armor?
Rune. He's got what appear to be like little wing things on his shoulders. It's really hard to tell in this shot, but again, I just think he's the pawn.
He's giving me Sanchan like vibes.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's true. All right, so let's switch back over.
So, I mean, I agree with that assessment. I think that's kind of why I gave him a C, though, right? Like, I think that he's a rank and file dude, may or may not even be any good at his job.
True. It may or may not be, or, I mean, granted, he's just a normal guy, too, that went up against an
A
Eastar,
dark
right?
wizard. Yeah.
Well, not only a dark wizard, but he went up against the stranger, whose power is ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're giving him a C.
Nice.
2 C's to 1 D. So there you go. That just sounded weird. All right. Next on the list, we have
Celebrimbor.
Let me see. Where's a good shot of Celebrimbor that we can bring up while we discuss him? Oh, we don't have shots of Celebrimbor. Apparently,
I do.
Wasn't important to you in your list of pictures.
There's multiple in if you're looking in the right folder.
I'm looking at the folder that you put up today.
Episodes 4 and 5. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not see him in here.
There's like the sad one where it has his like hands like this, and he's like
his hands like what?
His hands, and he's like really sad with his hands up.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't see him in any of these pictures.
There's probably 5.
Did you add pictures after I?
No, I added them all at once.
Okay.
Well, technically 2 different times because I watched.
Oh, there you go, and that'll do it. All right, hold on. I can actually. We have pictures of him. That's fine. We have pictures from the last episodes. I'm sure. We just need a picture of his face.
Let me just pull it up over here and see what's going on.
¿Dónde está Celebrimbor? Oh, there's a good shot of him. Whatever. This will work.
There he is.
That's a great one.
Yeah. So there's Celebrimbor. I'm gonna start this one off. I'm giving him a B, actually. This is why. Originally, as one of the creators of the Rings of Power, he would have been a lot higher. But this season, he's really turned into a pathetic, basically tool. Like, not as a tool as you're a tool, but as Sauron is literally using him as a tool, and he's manipulated so easily. This whole season, he's just been, they've mopped the floor with him. And episode 5 in particular, when given the option to go to Gil-galad, the High King, and say, hey, I screwed up, right? He opted to hide that by moving forward with the rings for the humans. And so, yeah, I'm at B with Celebrimbor. That's where I'm at. Winespring?
Man, this one's gonna be tough. I appreciate everything you said, but I think
Here's what you said, but wipe your freaking face off.
But I'm giving him an A. So, I really appreciate what his character is putting out there, or like what he's going through, I guess. I mean, he is up against, Sauron like 24/7. You can see
And
the
who put him in that
turmoil.
position?
Yeah.
Who put him in that position to have
We're
to
not
deal with
rating
himself
his
put himself in that
morality.
position.
We're not rating
we're
his
This is,
not.
hey,
morality.
it's all
Like,
encompassing.
It's all encompassing. Like,
Yeah.
he is
So
vital
morality
to
included.
this storyline. Like, he is vital to the storyline. That's why I'm giving him an A. Like, he is creating the rings of power. That's really important, like, for what's happening here. Like, we don't get to the epic moment of Frodo, throwing the ring without Celebrimbor. So yeah, I definitely want to give him an A. And and there are some very subtle moments, like acting moments, where like you feel compassion for what he's going through. And like you see the twisting, the manipulation, like he's trying to give this encouraging speech, and this person he looks up to just leaves the room. Like, who wouldn't be affected by that? Like, we're seeing this decline, which is, it's tragic. Like, it's beautifully tragic. So I give him an A.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Jessica?
So I hear everything that you're saying. And I love you. I have a really hard time with Celebrimbor, and I'm pretty sure it comes down to personality flaws within myself. But I feel like Celebrimbor is like a poster child for elven privilege, and that all of his weaknesses are laid bare by Sauron in this role. And I don't fault him for being so flawed. And I do also find that he does have those moments that you're talking about where you feel for him, right? Like when he yells at all of the apprentices, and then Sauron comes in and plays good cop to his bad cop.
Oh my gosh.
He's, emotional at his workbench. Yeah, I absolutely feel for the guy, but I think that elves have been the top species for so long that Celebrimbor is the poster child for resting on your laurels, and that's how temptation creeps in through the arrogance of being untouchable and being the chosen for so long. So I give Celebrimbor a C.
Oh, that's so low. Poor guy.
So what
he just wants to be remembered, you guys.
He does, and that's a C because he is an incredible artificer, right? Like, he creates these incredible treasures that, to your point, will affect this world for ages to come. However, his hubris,
defeat this guy so he can't come back.
His own hubris was the gateway to his downfall.
I am going to tell you right now that you swayed me. One of you swayed me, and I will be changing my my letter, because I originally said B, if I'm not mistaken. But hubris won me over. It's C tier, for sure, because I like you said, Jessica, he did this to himself. One, and two, Winespring, just so you know, the whole bit that you threw about we wouldn't have Frodo and Bilbo, that ring was actually created by Sauron to control the other rings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I don't know. I have not read
I think
that
so, just from the movie.
I mean, from the movie, what it says in the movies, and I don't remember from the books, but the Silmarillion, I read it once, like I said eons ago. I refuse to read it again because I don't have that many brain cells. But I think that Sauron created the One Ring himself
to rule them all.
So he created these rings and this other One Ring that ultimately led to his demise, where he can no longer mess with this realm anymore, correct?
That is the outcome at the end of the Lord of the Rings.
Yes, that is the outcome, yes.
Yeah, so isn't that, I mean, does it suck, all these things that happen? Sure, absolutely. But without Celebrimbor, maybe he would have won in some other way. Like, he helped him design something that ultimately ended him.
But also, without Celebrimbor, the rings never would have been made. And So the rings were a manifestation of Sauron's essence after he was battled. And so the fact that there were rings to carry him forward propelled the trouble that is Sauron into the next age.
But
So
wouldn't he have done it in another way? And then we would just be talking about that person instead
potentially,
of
but
Celebrimbor,
my
we're talking about
understanding, yeah,
Celebrimbor.
but potentially my understanding is the fact that his presence was represented in the rings gave him a stronger foothold for the third age. I really don't want to I'm not trying to
listen, I was about to stop this anyways because I see what you're doing, Winespring. I commend you for
I
it.
just
but
really like disgusting
I'm just going to
things.
say Celebrimbor ends up in the C tier.
Well, it's 2 C's and an A. That's B, right?
No, there's still 2
Still
C's.
B?
It's still C's
I don't
because it's
know.
2 C's.
I think it's like a B minus.
If it was
Winespring's going to negotiate every single term.
She is. She does this every time we do a tier list.
You've never seen the tier list before?
Yeah, she does this every time. And
But it's so fun.
Jessica, you said something, and I wish I could remember what the hell you said because I can't give away the Winespring cups, but she can. So,
oh, Jessica, here's your trophy.
Oh,
what did I do?
It was something you said earlier about. Oh, it was about Celebrimbor's elf privilege.
Oh, that was a really good call out.
That was just going to be my last thing on Celebrimbor. Is like normally being flawed is not a sin in my world. I really really love flawed characters.
I do too.
Even I'm a hot mess. Right? I'm a hot mess express and land myself in my own messes all the time. Like those are not deal breakers for me with characters. I think and that's why I led with, I think my own personality flaws are why I'm grading him as harshly. I think that it's because I view him as a bastion of privilege and how privilege was a gateway to hubris, which was a gateway to error.
I think that is a very good explanation for why
amazing.
He is such
D for Celebrimbor.
Okay.
No. All right. Our next character, and I'll bring him up here. Oh, there we go. I can just do it on the same screen. Is Círdan. And I put him in here. Normally I'd be like, oh, he was a small character, but I put him in here because if it wasn't for him, the elves wouldn't even put on the rings of power.
Okay.
He was, I want to say, the first to be tainted by Sauron and the ring.
Be lured. Yeah.
Yes. And I personally give him a B for this season for the simple reason that he was the catalyst that set the elves on this path. And so I'm saying B. Oh my God. Go ahead, Jessica, before Winespring attacks me. I can see it in her face that this is going to be an argument. Jessica, please.
So
please, Jessica.
I don't know if it's Círdan or Círdan, because so I'm going to probably say it both ways, and I'm real sorry to anybody who knows how it's
Círdan sounds cool, but
yeah.
I don't know how to say it either. So
no, but we're at least dealing with real names, so that's a step up. I remember his name being mentioned in the books.
Okay.
Passingly. And so he has importance outside of the Rings of Power story. I just don't really know what it is because I think that it makes references to things that happen, say, in the Silmarillion that I don't have access to, and they don't either. So taken just solely on this, he was hugely instrumental for Elrond. He was hugely instrumental in any elf giving the ring a shot. And he seems to be really important, even though he's kind of tangential to the main plot. Other than the role he's already played, he seems a little tangential at the moment. So I would also give him a B.
Isn't he also wearing one of the rings? It's Galadriel, and I believe him.
Did he wind up taking the third ring?
Yeah, because Elrond's not wearing it
yet.
And just for everyone watching, real quick, hold on. You said something very important. Here's your trophy again. Okay.
Oh wait. Oh, do we need to
tangential? For anyone who doesn't know, I looked it up. Relating to or along a tangent.
Yeah.
Yes, diverging from a previous course or line. Tangential. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Well, if it's tangent related, I'm probably in the neighborhood. So
Beautiful word. I love it.
I'm usually
I love
going
it.
off on tangents, so yes, I'm
Yeah.
quite familiar, and I love that word.
Now I know a new
So-
word. I love it.
So yeah, I'm going with a big fat B.
Yeah,
Middle of the road.
Okay. Okay.
agreed. Wine Spring, let's have it.
I mean, could you sound more excited?
No, because
Let's see.
I don't
What
know
was
where
his
you're
name
going with
again?
this.
Kierden?
Yeah,
Círdan?
Kierden. So I'm probably just gonna give him a D
Ooh,
because while he was neat, there's not a lot, and I don't anticipate much more. I mean, maybe somehow he loses his ring and it goes to someone else, I think. And then when we do a tier list again, we can talk about whatever it is he finally does, other than putting a ring on.
okay. And I will say this: I don't know what's going to happen with him and with his ring. My gut is telling me that he goes on. He heads off to the land of the eternal elves, and he leaves the ring with Elrond. But I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why I'm like,
So I don't have a clue what happens to him. But so you said D.
D. Mm-hmm.
And we both said B.
Oh wow! I actually forgot we all ranked him. That's really funny.
Yeah. Now's our chance. Jessica, any change from your side? I don't have a change on my side.
No, I'm sticking with B.
All right, there we go. To the B's he is. Now,
De Bijnij.
one of my favorite characters this season so far. Damrod.
You put
Damrod. Damrod the Hill Giant, Slayer of
Damrod, you
Stone
did.
Giants.
All right.
Or Killer of Stone Giants. I'll let Winespring start this one. Actually, no, you know what? Jessica can start this one. She's like, I
I'll
don't
let
want to.
Winespring start this one.
Well, let's see. We've seen him once, right?
Twice. He was in the last episode. He was in
the background, just walking.
Yeah, walking with the
with
troops.
elves.
Right.
Yeah, or the orcs. Before that, he arrived with the head of the messenger that was sent to bring him, I believe.
Correct.
He looks like a wrestler that Tavern likes. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to pull everything that I
It
remember.
does
about
look
this
like
character.
Greg the Hammer Valentine,
Oh gosh.
which is not an insult, by the way. I love Greg the Hammer Valentine. They're just very similar. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with C on this one. Is he neat? Yeah. Effects are cool. It's kind of funny. I would do another tier list and rate him higher, rank him higher if he does something.
All right. I will go second and let Jessica continue to think because it looks like she's pondering as to why she has to answer this question, but that's okay.
No, I've met you. I knew what I was signing up for.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
So I love Damrod. Does that translate into an S tier? Absolutely not. Because I don't know enough, right?
Okay, good.
I
Good.
just think that the introduction of the Hill Trolls, and not to mention just Hill Trolls, all we've ever seen of the trolls are dumb trolls. The fact that he's eloquent in speech, he's feared, he's renowned. He's, I believe, the king of the trolls. Maybe, I don't know if he is or not. I'm not sure. I know that, I think he is the king of the Hill Trolls. Either way, he brings with him a completely different race into the battle. I think he's still on the fence with Adar, but I think he doesn't want to be under the thumb of Sauron either. So he may be kind of a neutral party, not so neutral because he's clearly walking with the orcs and Adar. onto the elves, which I'm sure that the hill trolls hate the elves. Everybody hates the elves.
Silly.
So I'm gonna give him a C.
All right.
Jessica?
I have to admit that I have some deep-seated anti-troll sentiment.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He's a D, and I won't be taking any questions.
Now,
He is a
the way
D.
the way you said that could be taken several ways, ma'am. He's a D on the list, but he's also a D.
He's
So
a D.
I said what I said.
Okay, all right.
I
White Free,
want
what
to
was
know the
your-
details, but
what
I
was your
will
letter again?
respect you. I think I said F.
No, there's no F. Did you say D?
I thought I said F, actually. D is fine with me.
All right. So sorry, Damrod. They've lowered. Oh my God, they've lowered you to the D level, which is upsetting. I think you should be higher than that. All right. Moving on to. I don't even know what they call him. He doesn't have a name other than Dark Wizard.
Dark Wizard.
But
and by the way, if you don't watch with subtitles will help with the names for what
Oh,
it's
that's very
worth.
smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna-
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
I was able to track down all the names, and I usually, and even if you just hover over the screen where you're watching on Amazon, it pops up the actors and both names.
Mhm.
This guy reminds if the Bride of Frankenstein had a dad,
Oh,
it
how
would be
sweet.
this dude. Just from the beard alone, that's what I get.
The
out of this.
wave with the gray
Yeah,
streaks.
The gray
yes.
streaks. Yeah, that's Bride of Frankenstein
I
family.
can see it.
Yeah. Jessica, you're up first.
I am a huge Kieran Hine fan.
Yeah,
So the
he's
actor
great.
who is playing this. And I love the fact that realistically, we thought we were only getting one Istar. This is a second Istar. This is a second wizard.
It's a very
which
good point.
Makes a lot of fun theories happen. Even for somebody who doesn't know Second Age lore, aside from what's shared in Lord of the Rings. So I love the opportunity that he presents. And it's a top-notch actor, which makes me feel like he's going to have some oomph. He's going to have something to go for him. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to give him my first A of the night.
Ooh,
Whoa. Wow.
That's pretty high.
Whoa. Did not see that coming. Hey.
He's also a real prime mover and shaker in terms of he's clearly targeting the stranger. He's clearly got a reputation with the stores. I think that it's pretty clear that in the land of Rune, he is, the power at large.
Yeah,
so,
and he has a reputation with Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Huge.
All right. So you said A. Okay. I like this character in so much as that there's not just one big bad evil guy out there. There are multiple, which is freaking awesome. I don't remember his lore from ages past when I read, the books. I know this much. We had Sauron, not Sauron, Saruman, Gandalf. So Saruman the white, Gandalf the gray, Radagast the brown. And we had two blues whose names I don't remember that went to the east. So if that's the case, this would make a sixth one because he's been around for a while. Because Tom Bombadil said that he's been around for a while. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought that all of the Istar came down at the same time because we saw the different meteors coming down in season 1. So if he's one of the blues, then the blues came down way earlier than Gandalf did, which I'm not sure of.
So first off, season 1, I took it as all one comet being seen from multiple points of view. That doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying that was how I interpreted it as watching it. So I thought it was a single comet. It was the arrival of the stranger in my mind. So
Okay.
that's a different perspective. I totally think this guy is a blue.
Ooh.
I totally think
possible.
this guy is a blue.
I'm not saying it's not possible
Mhm.
at all. And it could have been the same comment from multiple views, but the way I looked at it, it was the characters that saw the comment were so far apart across, Middle Earth
Mhm.
that I thought there were multiple. Now I could be completely wrong. That's how I viewed it, that there were multiple ones. So I don't know, but I can see where it could be a blue.
Mhm.
And again, I will concede if that's the case later on. I just don't know enough. And I'm still a
Be
little
very
confused
exciting.
about the comment. Huh?
I was just going to say, but he's a possibility. No matter how you
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
slice it, he's a possibility. And I think that makes him exciting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we know from Tom Bombadil saying he's looking for a partner. We know in the future that the Easterlings fight for Sauron
Mhm.
in Return of the King. So I agree that he's a mover and a shaker. I think eventually he'll be a pawn for Sauron as well. So I am going to give him a B.
Okay.
Wow. And so we have an A and a B.
Yeah.
And a B.
Oh wow. Jeez, you guys.
I'm Winespring. I'm going to give him a Q.
So let's talk about the letter Z. Actually, no. Gosh. Let's see. As far as being a bad guy and being ominous, he works with or rules over those really cool ladies
Oh, yeah.
with the awesome outfits, but his is
And
just
this-
kind of like, I mean, it looks like he's wearing his bathrobe. Cool beard though. So he automatically gets at least a C.
Cool beard bro gets a C.
I mean, I think I'd be comfortable giving him a C. Yeah. He's not inconsequential, obviously, because
Right.
for me, what Tom Bombadil said, like that he trained him or worked with him, like
Mhm.
that's what makes
Yeah.
him intriguing. If it weren't for
Yeah.
that one quote, he would be like extremely inconsequential to me, like not
Yeah, and
interesting.
And that conversation, that whole snippet of conversation made it sound like they all come to him, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's super interesting. And I think he
Mm-hmm.
just, he calls himself a traveler, right? Or a wanderer or whatever Tom calls himself.
I loved it.
I think he
actually.
places himself in their path so that they have to run into him. But that's just a thought. All right, so we have an A, B, and a C, which means that the Dark Wizard gets a B. Now to one of my least favorite characters, Arian, or whatever her name is, Yarian,
Triple
whatever.
Z.
Yeah,
Triple Z.
I give her a triple B for biatch.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah, but anyways, Winespring, you're first.
I'm gonna have to go with this season. Oh, yeah, I would give her a D. Her storyline is rushed. She's a bitch, and I hate the role she's playing.
Oh no, yeah, it's hard.
Her costumes are interesting enough, but I think she's being used to propel, that Numenor storyline enough, but seems unnecessary at the same time. So yeah, I'm like, I just don't like her. Like at all. You guys, I don't like her at all after this last episode.
Yeah. So what's the letter?
D.
D. Okay. Jessica.
Mhm.
I'm also a D for the same level of disgust. I think.
Yes.
I think she represents everything about Numenorian society that is going to ultimately lead to their downfall.
Yes.
And the fact that she turned on her own family.
Oh my God.
I think that it's I think that it's BS that she is blaming her father for her brother's death. I think that it's a cop out. I think that she was secretly ambitious. And to be fair, I think the actress is doing an amazing job.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure she's a
that's why we
lovely
hate
human
her.
being.
Yes.
Yeah.
The character,
Mhm.
I would trip her in a crowded street in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
May your pillow
Agreed.
always be hot on both sides. But so
That's too far. Whoa. Whoa.
No.
The pillow
Uh,
talk. Whoa.
So yeah, I don't like her. I think that she is, for me in the last 2 episodes, especially, encompassing everything about Numenorian society that is going so wrong from
Yeah,
people who
well said.
have,
Yes.
Go ahead and say
the
the P word.
potential to be. They have the potential to be like these superhumans.
Yeah.
And her meter has gone all the way the wrong way.
Mhm.
So I'm a D 100%.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we're agreeing. Woo!
High
All
five,
right,
buddy. High five.
so my thoughts on Erin here, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She is everything. Like when I think of the word privilege, she is the epitome of that. Along with all of the racism that comes with it, all of the caste level, caste system type mentality, all of it.
Yeah.
It's totally a D for me as well. I think, and again, this is just me thinking that with I think his name is Valendil.
Valendil, yeah.
Yeah, Valendil.
With all the curls.
Yep. Because she kind of had a sort of a thing for him. And her, even though she kind of dismissed him in the first season, she tried to reach out as her brother's friend to try to protect him in this season. But with what Kemen did,
Jeez.
there
Don't
may be
even
a
get me
change.
started on
Yeah.
Kemen.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh my
there
God.
may be a change in her, but for right now, I don't see it because my ruby colored glasses are saying she's a pain in the ass and she's a bizatch. So she's getting a D as well from me.
Nice.
D's across the board.
D's.
Big
I'm
Ds.
not going to say it. All right. Next on the list, Elendil. I'll go first on Elendil. He's S tier for me. S tier for me. He is what every soldier should strive to be. He's loyal. He's brave. He's tactful. Tactful is probably my favorite word for him because even when he's taunted and faced with different obstacles, especially from Kemen in the last 2 episodes, he is masterful in the way he responds. And that's the sign of a great leader. Someone who cares not only about himself but his troops. His chain of command, he knows what's happening, and yet he still tries to keep the peace, to keep his men alive. So for me, he's S tier. Winespring?
100% S tier. Love. There are some really cool shots I added from these episodes.
All right.
But I know we're trying not to do too much, but like some of them were with the Queen. That is something I am shipping hard right now. I love him and the Queen. Yeah, their chemistry is just beautiful, and I don't know any of the lore or anything around that if that's just their natural chemistry on screen. But man, I would love to see that love story happen. the scene and kind of like the city square area, it almost looks like, where they're taking the wardrobe of the warriors, so that they can't
Yes.
serve anymore because they're not completely
They've been stripped
loyal.
of rank.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
stripped. Right. They shut
Oh,
down the Sea Guard. Yeah.
My God. And he arrives, and just the way that he handles that was so impressive that it's like you almost wish you could see that in real life a little bit more. Like there's just something so like beautifully masculine about this character that I cannot get enough of on screen. I know that he eventually, like, doesn't he like become like one of the kings that gets a ring? I think.
I don't know, because he's a Numenorian. I
still
don't think
thought
he does.
was.
I know that
No?
Isildur, his son in The Lord of the Rings, ends up with Sauron's ring.
Yes.
But I don't think he gets one of the rings of power. I don't believe he
Okay.
does.
Okay, I totally thought he did. As far as I understood,
did
which was
add-
maybe information, was that he goes on and he becomes pretty important in the realm of men. So I was really looking forward to seeing some of that. But yeah, S tier 100% for the way he handles things, especially with the queen and politics. Just like a mighty dude. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jessica.
Elendil as a character gives me everything that Aragorn calls back to.
Yes.
He gives me that mighty, mighty descendant, that mighty, mighty
Yes.
ancestor who has the mental capability to navigate these fraught political situations, but the sterling character and the sense of integrity to inspire, his core, his guard. And I also ship the heck out of him and the queen. I don't care if it's canon. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me more. Give me more. Elendil makes it all right. Like, especially my love story with Aragorn changed a little bit, having read through all the way to Return of the King and seeing that payoff and how he grew in those books. And it throws back to the way that I feel that this guy is portraying Elendil. I can see that connection so much stronger now. So it's S tier all the way for Elendil.
Yay. Wow, that's the only one we've agreed on, I think.
No, we agreed
on
right?
We second one. We agreed on.
We agreed on his daughter too.
Yeah.
That she's a big dum dum.
Numenorian. They just really get us, you guys.
And Winesspring, just so you know, you did do it in 2 batches, because none of those pictures are in the first
They're
batch
in mine
I downloaded.
when I pull it up. That's
they're on G Drive, but I downloaded earlier.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I'm trying to download it again, hopefully, and get some stuff. All right, moving on to one of the main characters of the story, Elrond Hubbard. I'm so sorry, Elrond, for even making that joke. I apologize. Jessica, you're up first.
This character, I love Elrond. I love young Elrond. I love flawed Elrond. This is my sweet baby boy who can do no wrong, even as I'm watching him fail. I love him. I love him.
Do I hear an S tier happening right now?
I cannot, with the rose-colored glasses that I have for this portrayal of Elrond. I know that he is going astray. I know that he's going to make mistakes. I don't care. There's no caring. I'm gonna stick S just because he's my sweet cheese. He's my rotten soldier.
Oh my gosh. Woo! My rotten
Beautifully
soldier.
said. Beautifully said.
All right. Winesspring.
Let's see. Elrond really gets to me. I'm sorry, Jess.
It's okay.
Okay. So yeah, he complains. That's his role. He throws fits and he complains. And
ignore that.
and I don't think. Oh, it's hard to say because it's not 100% true. He's not a great leader. And I want him to be, and I think that's why he frustrates me. It's probably the best way to put that. So, like the moment where they come to the bridge that's been like demolished, and they're trying to decide what to do, and Galadriel's trying to communicate with him what she's saying, and he just is so I know everything, man. That he doesn't listen to her until it's proven, that maybe he should. There's so much of that I hate. I'm sorry. So,
No, it's valid. I know it's there.
Right? Yeah.
I know it's there.
100% valid so far. Yes.
Yeah. But I want to see better just because he is a politician. He is given leadership. He is an elf. I do expect more from them just automatically. I don't know what it is.
Well, and I would point out, he's a politician, but he's not nobly born, but he hangs in noble circles. And so he's functioning at a deficit that I don't feel they've addressed really in the show.
Yeah.
But is subtext that I know that there's a little bit of
he's a come-upper kind of thing.
He is, and but because he has political prowess, they tolerate him, but he is not highborn like the circles he runs in. And so I think that even though the story hasn't told me that, he gets a pass in a lot of ways because I know he's going to grow into it.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot more insight. I do.
Not to sway you, because all of your points are valid. He is set in his ways. He's being stubborn. And he is ignoring Galadriel's very good advice in several instances simply because of the existence of the ring. You are not wrong.
Man, I love that you chose this one too to show Tab. And I
finally got all your pictures.
Oh, good. I spent a lot of time getting those for us every week. This moment where he brings the ring and he's not wearing it, this is so true to character for him. I think I appreciated that. But the moment when the elves that him and Galadriel have been traveling with pause and kind of a moment of awe. Oh man, this whole bridge moment. Talk about what is it? Just underlying.
There's a couple
context.
of shots in here that I'm gonna open up. Yep.
Just stunning. They are at an impasse here. But yeah, so when they pause and they take a moment to just kind of honor Galadriel, this warrior elf, going to fight all these orcs so that they can get away, which is honorable in my opinion, what she is doing there, sacrificing himself. And he just snarks all over it like it's for the ring. And to that just takes him straight to a D. That moment,
that's a big difference.
Yeah. Yuck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So
now, do I want to see him change? Yes. And then we'll do another one of these. And I'll give him an S tier if he earns it.
I'll keep this one. I'll save this one, then we'll do it at the end of the season again.
Oh man, if I keep talking about the little things he does, I'm not even on the list.
So my 2 cents on Elrond is this.
I'm sorry.
And I'll keep it short. Elrond, and I'm going to bring up that picture again. Wait, are these stacking? Yeah, they are stacking. This is what my brain does when I see Elrond on screen and the way he's behaving, especially this season. His name was Alexander Hamilton. This is what I'm getting. He came from nothing, right? Basically, he's in this position of power because of his wisdom and his intelligence and his political
acumen.
Thank you.
But it doesn't prevent him from being wrong.
Exactly. And he's super stubborn. So I know what he did, Winespring. I know what he did. I agree with you. It was a shit moment. But that's what makes him Elrond, is that he knows, he makes mistakes. And later on he will admit it, unlike so many other elves. So I'm going to give him an A, because I would love to give him an S, But so far this season, there's been a couple of things that he's done that just hasn't earned that status. So we have an S, an A, and a D, which is a bit much. And I believe
You're welcome.
that brings him to what, an A?
Or a B.
I think a B.
He's down here. S, A, yeah, I guess a B. Ooh, I hope
That
Oh,
Kritter
and I
hurts.
doesn't
was
see
I
this.
was wondering, okay, if you agree with me, or if you're okay and want to agree with me, you can move him to an A. Because I was thinking or realizing something as
Mhm.
you were sharing about him.
Yeah.
We had just gone from oh my god, I'm blanking his name from Numenor.
Elendil?
Oh,
Elendil
yeah, Elendil.
to
Yeah,
Elrond, and that was jarring me. And I wonder if that actually affected my thoughts, because it went from
Are you-
like S tier, awesome example of a leader, to Elrond that just had all these reasons I could list off. And so I'm just like, bleh, you
Are
know,
you changing
so
your vote to a C?
to a C. To a C.
Okay, that would make him an A.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Thank you,
makes him an A.
Winespring.
Now, let us move on to
Estrid.
Estrid. This is ooh, Jessica, you go first on this one. Did you go first on the last one? It doesn't matter. You go
It
first.
doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
Estrid is hard for me because I think that much like I have made some of our elves the poster children, Estrid is kind of the poster children of the Southern men right now, and how they're literally just swearing oaths to get by. And I wanted to believe so bad that it was just an oath to live another day to fight. So that betrayal at the end was really hard for me.
Wait, what betrayal at the end?
When the betrothed showed up, because it looked like her and Isildur
We're hitting it off.
We're getting romantic, and then the boyfriend showed up at the end.
Well, she thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't know where he was.
It's not
She
a
was
betrayal.
searching for him.
She thought he was dead.
Yeah, it was just hard. It was
Like,
hard
is she
for me.
supposed to just like never try again if he was dead? Like,
I think I'm gonna blow y'all's mind.
just saying.
I'm gonna give Estrid a C. I feel like her role in the story is stepping back from what I was saying about her being a poster child for the Southern men, in Southern clans of men in the Middle Earth world. I think that her point in the story is to just show that some woman would actually be attracted to Isildur, because
Sorry.
I'm having some issues with Isildur. So
That's very funny. That's very funny.
With a C.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right,
Well
so a
done
C
there,
for
though.
Estrid from Jessica. This is what I'm going to say about Estrid.
Okay.
I don't recall all the conversations. I should have gone back and listened to the conversation that she had with Isildur, but I don't recall her ever saying her betrothed's name. She just said that she was looking for her betrothed.
We didn't know if it was real or not.
Right. We didn't know if it was real or not. And so in this episode, this man shows up. Oh my God, I thought you were dead. Right?
Yeah.
And Isildur, they hugged, and Isildur immediately got up and just walked the fuck off. Right? The fangs of jealousy popped up, and he was like, "I'm out.
Baby,
I've been, I've been
bamboozled.
A fool." What if that's not her betrothed? What if that's a brother? What if that's a cousin?
No, they kiss. I think they kissed.
No, they didn't kiss. They just hugged. I don't recall a kiss.
There might even be images of it.
All right, hold on. Let me go look. But I don't think there was.
Do you remember, Jess? I could have sworn they started
looking.
kissing. I could try to pull it up over here, too.
I'm looking through your images. Nope, that's her and Isildur.
Could have sworn they were kissing.
I can actually hold on. I can actually go to the
If anyone in
website.
chat knows, let us know too. Because we're
Give me a
not
second.
quite sure.
I can track this down. It was toward the end of what episode? What 5 or 4 or 5?
Episode
I
5.
think
5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
No,
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
let me-
No, it was 4, right? Because we
Right?
had the Ents. Hold
Oh,
on.
yep. Yeah. The Ents show. No. Yeah, it was 4 because the Ents showed up and released everybody, and that's where they
Yep. The Ents
met.
and Tom
You're
Bombadil
right.
were the
Mhm.
same episode.
That's 4. Yeah. Good job.
So let me go to 4. I will scrub through this really quick.
Do it. Because that's a very interesting observation.
¿Dónde está? That's the fight. That's there it is. Let me play this real quick and I'll let you know. I'll try to pause it. I don't want to show it because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. You're good. We get that. Yeah. And what did you rate her, Jess?
I'm
As
calling
Strange
her a
as
C
Negan.
because I genuinely
Me.
think that her role as a non-canonical character is just to prove that Isildur can have a love interest.
Hmm.
Well, it's hard to
I
tell.
might be a little jaded.
It's
Can't
real. I'm not
imagine
gonna
why.
lie. It's really hard. It's episode 4, and the timestamp is 53 minutes and 38 seconds. Is kind of where he shows up and starts running toward her.
Mm-hmm.
They go in for a hug. I can't tell if there's a smooch or not because they cut away to Isildur. No, it looks like a very slow hug. At most, if there's a kiss, it's like a kiss on the cheek type thing. I don't think they smooched.
Interesting. It totally gave vibes of like we know each other very
No, hold
well.
on. I'll actually I'll even see if I can grab a screenshot of this.
I'll tell you what, though, it would be a really good bait and switch if that's the case, right?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
like you said, nobody knew the name, and so she just mentioned her betrothed in passing, and we were all just left to assume that that's her betrothed.
All right, so
Yeah, just as totally assumed it. Yeah.
let me grab this real quick.
We'll probably have to brighten it up because golly, is this a dark show?
It is kind of
Yeah.
dark.
Grabbing those screenshots, I'm like lightening them up, but man.
Can I edit in here? I don't think I can. So download that. Doobie doobie doop doop doo.
Doop doo.
Just put that there. You guys keep talking while I edit the daylights out of this thing so we can see it a little bit better.
I love
So-
the moment when she
Oh,
shows
here, I'll
up
do it
with
in
the
here so you can
stick.
see.
You
So
think she's running away, but she actually comes back with the stick.
Oh,
to
yeah,
help
no, that's
save
cool.
them. That was a pretty important moment.
So if you see his forehead is pointing down, she's reaching up, like her face is up. It doesn't that means his
a
nose
kiss.
and mouth. No, his nose and mouth would be over here somewhere. I think that's like a cheek kiss. I don't think it's a kiss. I honestly, I mean, I could be completely wrong, but that's where I'm going with this. That's as bright as I can get that there.
That looks face to face to me, like mouth to mouth. Like hand on the back of the head. You don't do that to your brother.
Okay, so look at his hat. Look at his hat, right? So there would be 2 of these lines, right? One on either side of his forehead. That looks like he's looking straight down, not toward her. If he was looking toward her, that line would be more of at a different angle. And that's just me being super
I may be really interesting bait and switch, like I think. Jess
Yeah,
said.
clinical.
That'd be
So
very
we'll see.
interesting.
Yeah, we'll see where this ends up because again, I don't think it was a kiss. And
interesting.
that's the closest that I could grasp to that thing. And then after this, he leans down into her shoulder. So yeah, it's odd, but we'll see. We'll see. So I am gonna give her a I think I'm gonna give her a C, only because I don't think she's a huge character as of yet, but I do think that she will end up with Isildur.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because you have to remember that at some, Aragorn is half Numenorian. He's not full Numenorian. So at some point, that bloodline gets split with a regular human.
Mm-hmm.
And you think it could be her?
And I think this is where it ends up because Aragorn is a descendant of Isildur.
So is Aragorn? just a descendant of, not
He's
directly.
a descendant, yeah. And I think this is where that split happens. So it's a C for me. Wine Spring. Let me find some other shots.
I think I'm comfortable giving her a C also because of kind of her surprising moments are fun to watch.
Oh yeah, she's a great character to watch. Oh my god.
Yeah, they've given a lot of cool moments to her.
Yeah, the different just the different sides of her that we've seen in such short notice. Also, I want to say that to Jessica's point from earlier, I think she is a survivor.
Yeah.
She does what she needs to do to survive. But I honestly think, and clearly we've seen that she has a thing for Isildur. Obvious. I don't think that's fake.
So am I correct in remembering that Isildur later makes a bad choice with the ring? He keeps it when he could have gotten rid of it. Is that right?
The one ring. Yes, he should have thrown it into the fires of
That's right.
Yeah, of the volcano, and he did not.
So that moment when he's walking away and he just looks so dejected, like just looks like one of those little moments, like in the heart of
very
a person
reminiscent.
That just slowly is just getting darker. Like he was just, turned down by a girl, and so now this is so hard. She plays like an important role there for that. Yeah, I think C because I'm not really sure. Like, she is fun, she's interesting, but she's not quite super important yet.
Yeah, and I will say this, that it's very reminiscent with the ring at Mount Doom, wherein he makes the wrong call. And this, if it is a bait and switch, this could be a very similar demonstration of him making the wrong call, walking away without knowing all of the facts. If you see what I'm saying. So Estrid, we're saying C for Estrid.
Yes, across the board.
Across the board.
Do we really need to do this next one?
Probably.
Is it Galadriel?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say yes. I mean, we can talk about it. We can. I'm just gonna put her as S. For me.
Yeah, so, I mean, she's clearly an S tier character for me for so many reasons.
Yes, please let's discuss the reasons.
I mean, do we have to? I think it's obvious that she is.
I don't think we have to, but
what are the non-obvious reasons? How about that?
The non-obvious reasons. Okay. She's a little arrogant.
She's an elf.
She's a bit arrogant. So if I had to nitpick, she's arrogant. That's my one thing. What do you have?
Wait, that you give her S?
No. You said what are the non-obvious things about her? Everything to me screams S for Galadriel.
That's what I was asking for. Okay.
Well, I mean, arrogance is a trait that for me would knock a character down to some point, but she can back up her arrogance. She can back that shit up. So that's a low-key S tier quality of hers
Mhm,
that somebody would not probably choose.
mhm.
I think one of the things I love about her the most, especially what we've seen so far in this season, is that people second guess her all the
Yeah.
time,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
and don't trust her judgment. And I do understand that the rings are an unknown quantity, and I do think that it's valid to be concerned that Sauron had tainted the elven rings. I
Yep.
don't want to make light of that. Um, but I find that for someone who has been so right so often
Mm-hmm.
about such serious shit to continue to be second guessed, she soldiers on with remarkable aplomb. Like she continues on. Because I think that it would make her less if she had a tantrum about, Jesus, you guys, how many times have I told you, Sauron's back and this, that, and the other thing, and nobody's listening to me, and it would make her less. And so I think that's my nod to a less obvious reason, because clearly she's a warrior goddess.
Clearly. Where were you
but
on
I-
our last stream when I was standing up for her alone against
I
London?
think I was in Prague.
You weren't. I didn't say
I
anything
was
bad
by
about Galadriel.
myself.
Did I say something about Galadriel last?
Yes.
What did I say?
Everyone go watch the last stream and then come support me because I remember.
I don't recall. I don't recall. That's not saying much. I don't recall what I had for breakfast. So there you go.
There, I
So
called a
that
dickhead
was
for
that
going
was
on about it.
me in a-
Oh, that's true. I
That's
recall
me in
that
a
now.
nutshell about Galadriel, right? If we're trying to do it
Yes.
faster,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
me
we
in a nutshell.
kind of we're nowhere near halfway through this.
I love what you just said about her. I think you really just nailed it. Like she is S class for sure. So we all agree on that.
Yeah.
S for Galadriel.
I think they set the stage for it beautifully when they had her brother make the comment in the first season, right? About how do you know which light to follow, and you don't know until you make the choice. And so she learned at a very early age with the fall of the Valar that, like, when you know what the one true path is, you can't wait for validation from others. You just stick to the path that you know is right. And I do think that increases her arrogance. But her arrogance has served her well because she is walking that path alone, because so many people are second guessing her and questioning her and saying, the danger is past and Sauron is gone.
Yes.
And, so yeah, I think that they set that stage beautifully, and it's kind of subtext to how she plays for me, and I dig it.
I love that.
The one pop culture quote that comes to mind when I see Galadriel with a character that is very similar to her is, when the whole world is telling you to move, you plant your feet and you say, no, you move.
I love that.
And that's Captain America.
I love that.
Yeah, she's freaking amazing. All right, we're gonna go.
So
through
I'll say before we move on, because I haven't gotten.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry, my bad.
So I thought about this while you were sharing, Jess, about Elrond being not of like a certain class of people.
Yeah.
The first thing I started thinking about, and I waited to share it until we got to Galadriel, is I would have never known that with how she treats her friend. So as far as like something that isn't super loud and obvious for why she's S tier, it's one of those little things when you have to, that I didn't even notice till I noticed it, because of what you said. I wouldn't have known, how cool that is until I knew this information. So she treats people with kindness no matter what, but she's a good friend. Like, she's a very good friend. Yeah.
She is amazing.
I love that.
Good pull.
All right, we're gonna go through and kind of speed up through some of the minor characters.
Okay, we'll do it
and
fast.
Just give kind of letters.
Yes.
So next on the list is Gundabale. We just got introduced to her.
Yep.
So thoughts, Winespring?
Okay, we're just doing letters and we're doing it quick.
Yeah, we're kind of doing it quick. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, you can say a sentence or so.
She was quick to walk in and stand up to the tall guys, and she cares about her people, and that's obvious. So B.
Okay, Jessica.
I concur with B. Like, we just met her. We don't really know her significance yet, but she is a fully fledged soccer mom, and I can't wait to see what she brings to the party.
Perfect. Soccer mom is perfect.
I also concur concede that this is a B character. Primarily, the thing that did it for me was after she had them tied up, she quickly realized her mistake and pulled Nori aside and had that whole conversation. Which, by the way, Nori, oh my God, I will have your babies. Like, I will get pregnant, the whole 9 yards, whatever it
Can't
takes.
wait. Let's see it happen. Let's go.
Nori is a goddess. So yeah, B for I want to make Gundabale.
Gundabale.
All right. High King Gil-galad. Jessica.
Gilgadaddy?
Gilgad.
Oh my God. You mean mother? Hello.
This is hard. I'm going to have to give him an A. I have to pull him back from S because he's not he is a very political creature. He is also someone who rightfully so has to be mindful about how he navigates all kinds of things, but I think that he is also like an ultimate example of elven privilege and didn't believe Galadriel for so long.
Oh, he's an elf of all elves. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he very much is the high elven king and all that entails. So it is going to take him down a whisker to an A. From an eye candy perspective, I can't get enough. And thank you, mommy.
Winespring. Oh, you didn't give me a letter. Oh, you said A, right?
A.
Yeah. All right. Winespring.
I'm going to give S, actually. And everything you just said. And I'm going to add in the costuming is what takes his character to an S for me. Absolutely stunning all the time. The rings that he's wearing.
You ain't
crown.
wrong.
Like, it is, like, he is the Elven King there. Like, is incredibly done. Yeah, so S tier for me.
Okay. All right, this is what I'm going to say about Gilgadad or Gilgalad. I said
I like Gilgadad. Gilgadad for life.
Whatever. He is the epitome of a high elf from D&D. Because you have the high elves, the wood elves, a couple of different other kinds of elves. He would be a high elf in D&D.
I'm going to play that next. Don't let me forget. I love that.
I
didn't know that was a thing. Sorry.
I like him. I agree with the political aspect of his nature. His costuming is really cool. I just realized, and I should have tried to translate what's on his sash, actually.
Yeah, you should have.
But I don't know what the hell it says.
Failure.
I failed. The pearls are a nice touch. I got to give the teardrop pearls on the little cape brooches. I would say he's an A for me, but one thing brings it down to a B.
Oh my God.
And
shook it.
Okay, listen, I don't have a problem with admitting when there's a handsome man. So I don't find the daddy part of him like you all do. He is a good looking guy though. Okay, this is really fucking petty, but it's and speaking as somebody who has no hair, speaking on this, I should be fucking flogged. But that little thing above his ears, that bald freaking thing, drives me fucking ape shit. It's like, give the man some goddamn sideburns, give him a fade, give
they
him
call
something.
that cauliflower ears? Is that what that is?
No, it's not his ears. It's the fact that they shaved
his
his
hairline
head.
doesn't go down to
they shaved his hair just above his ears, like by a margin. I mean, it's not an insignificant amount, and it drives me fucking ape shit.
We're losing 3 minutes of the live stream.
Sorry. All right.
On this
Anyways,
little part,
so it's
the Gilgadaddy's hairline.
It's a B for me, which makes him an A because it was SAB, right?
Okay, I'm comfortable with that.
Dad gets an A.
That was so great, Gilgadaddy.
Isildur.
Oh my God.
Winespring, since you have clearly you have emotions. Okay.
Actually, A.
Oh, right.
He is incredibly emotional, which can be fun to watch in a masculine character. He's resourceful. He cared about his horse. He fights well. He cares about his friends. He seems like a romantic at heart, which is always nice to watch. And his costuming is on point for what he's going through. Oh,
Okay.
he gives hero to me. Yeah.
Okay. Jessica?
Just
Oh,
Hearing
what did you say it
wines.
was? Wait, what was your letter?
I
A, you
think I
said?
said A. Yeah.
All
You
right.
did.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Hearing Winespring talk, I'm going to give him an A as well because I can see the seeds that are being sown for the
Mm.
personality flaws that are going to lead him
Yeah. to do what
astray
he does.
later.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks to the actor doing a great job performing and the scripting leaving space for that. Yeah, I'll give him an A based on that. I find him annoying, but I
think
think
we're
that's
supposed
a
to a
good
little.
thing. I think I'm
Yeah.
supposed to, honestly.
Yeah.
He reminds me, like, he makes me want to grab him by the ear and bring him home to dinner and tell him a few things and be like, dude, we gotta talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay,
that's
definitely.
it. I
Definitely.
concur with an A.
A and A. Okay.
All right. Tab,
Um,
bring it.
I'm gonna give him a B.
Yeah.
For the simple
You're
reason
such a
that
wine spring. God.
listen, I'm giving him a B for the simple reason that he is not he's not Ellendale.
He is not Elendil.
Wow.
And boy,
not
will
Elendil.
he
Everything
carry
that
that for
hurts
his
him.
whole life.
No,
He's
no,
gonna
no.
carry
Yeah.
that his whole life.
Yeah, he is and here's the problem.
That is his
he
character.
he has Ellendale traits. He has a
Mhm.
lot of you can see the son or the father in the son.
He gives hero. Yeah. Like he
does,
wants it.
but
Yeah.
what holds him back is he also has the bias and privilege of Numenor.
Mhm.
And
And ultimately
Gets
that
the water
romantic
running, and
that
he's-
romantic nature and the betrayals, the little
Yeah.
betrayals along the way,
Mhm.
those are like
his little ticks. Yeah.
what is it called? It's like cumulative damage to his
Yeah.
psyche that
Yeah.
are just going to create fault lines for these flaws that I'm talking about.
Yes.
And I think that all of those seeds are there right now.
And it's so sad to watch, like knowing where he's headed and where he's
two
started.
A's,
Two
and a
A's,
B,
one
bring
B.
him to A.
Well done.
Oh God, I hate to do this, and I'm gonna let Jess go first on this.
Okay.
Kemen.
Oh. Jess,
Is
you get
there
to go first.
another alphabet?
I mean, I could add one. I think.
Are you wanting to give him alpha?
Hold on. Can I add one?
No, I'd like to
Alpha
burn him from the
wannabe.
pattern. I'd like to
Yeah.
burn him from the pattern.
I don't know if I can or not. Not right now. Damn it.
No,
All
it's
right.
I
fine.
mean, I think she was
I'm-
kidding, but
I'm gonna give
No.
him.
that's awesome.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think she
give him.
was.
I'm gonna give him a D. He
Yeah.
is, again, to the actor's credit, doing a phenomenal job. I loathe him. He makes my back teeth grind when this camera pans to him. I
Oh,
did
yeah.
also. We can upgrade him to a D because we did see a beautiful father-son moment that told you everything you needed to know about that boy's
Farazan.
childhood.
Yeah,
Farazan.
and
Moment?
there was
Yes.
the slightest moment when he was like, "Dad, isn't this enough?"
Yeah.
That I thought, "Oh,
Yeah.
he's not horrible. No, he's a fucking asshole."
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a product of his environment, and that much is very clear. But
Yeah,
you love
but
to
he took
hate
it to a
him.
whole new level.
Yep, you love to hate him, and his behavior in the temple was vile. So D it is.
D it is. Winespring.
S.
That was such a good.
Yep. Because
I told you, Jessica. I told you.
and I'm doing that very intentionally for
I
every
bet.
single reason you just stated, Jess. He is vile and repulsive, and you just see him in the background, and you just get chills. You're so angry, and it's different than with Elendil's daughter. There's something
Yeah,
about it.
Arian.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm way off. Yeah, thank you. Stabbing the front and the back, it's coming because that's who he is. Willing to do anything to hear this thing that his mommy said at some point. He's vile.
Mhm.
He's such a good villain that I'm giving him S tier.
Okay. So
All
that
right.
means Tavern's got to weigh in.
No, that's a
Mhm.
D. He's a piece of shit.
Oh,
He's going straight D. I mean, the actor, phenomenal job.
yep.
The character, may the fleas of 1,000 camels infest his jockstrap. That's all I'm saying.
Amen to that.
D.
May
It's a
your
D for
pillow be
me.
hot on both sides, like Jess
So
said.
you said S, so we're dropping him down to, I guess that makes him a C, or yeah, it's a C.
Okay.
Or is it a B?
Didn't we
it's a
do
B.
2 Ds?
We did do 2 Ds, and but she had an S.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's a B.
Oh God, I can't even I can't bring myself to giving him a fucking B.
Okay, do C. Okay, do C.
I can't do it.
Take the win, Wine Spring. Take the win.
All right. Next on the list,
You're welcome.
we have King Durin.
Ooh.
This one we can kind of, I mean, we don't have to get too much into discussion on him, but I'll go first on this one. I say C. I'm gonna give him a C. I mean, he's hard. He's a hard character, but the ring is really doing the heavy lifting with his actions right now.
Mm.
And so right now I'm gonna give him a C. That's my opinion. Wine Spring.
I could agree with that actually. C is very balanced for this character and what they're going through. The actor's doing a phenomenal job.
Oh, yeah.
That moment when he gives Durin back his like princely collar was epic. Gotta add that in, see where that's going. So yeah, I'm comfortable with C also on that one.
Okay. Well, I
Jesse?
would have given him a B because I was just so
Oh.
excited to see Durin, fabled Durin, brought to life on screen.
Yeah.
And I think that he does an incredible job of honestly encapsulating everything it is to be a dwarf and to be a ruler and to be an arrogant prick.
Yes.
So I mean, I would give him a solid B because he's literally the building block that so many elven stories are based on. And I feel
Mhm.
like this guy wears that mantle very well.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I changed mine to a B. You're so right about that.
So what
the
did you
fabled
go with?
Durin, I love that.
It's
So
Yeah, what-
BBC.
BBC.
Hey, now, calm down.
Ah,
Let's not get carried away, but that means that King Durin the Third is BBC.
B.
Let's
Alright.
go now to a new character.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if I like her or not so far, but let's bring up Merrimack. Jessica.
So I think that he's sweet and he was literally just the way to introduce us to the stores. So I don't think
Okay.
there's a lot of meat to his story. I hope I'm
Mhm.
wrong. And so for that reason, I would give him a C.
Okay.
Your turn, Tavern.
Oh, so Poppy and Nori are Harfoots, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys are sewers,
Stores.
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 That's right, stars.
ST. Yep.
Okay, yeah, stores. There was a little ship thing happening there with Poppy and Merrimack,
Loved it.
which was I enjoyed that part. We know that by the time of the Lord of the Rings, there are many different branches of hobbits.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is the beginning of one of those branches.
Yes. Love that.
And I think this might be the branch where Hudak comes from eventually. So that part I like. The character himself, not sold on yet. But of course we just met him. So for that alone, I'm giving him a C and keeping him middle ground because I can't really judge him for that.
Yeah.
Wine Spring?
Yeah. So what did he say? He's a nobody from nowhere. So he's a
Yep.
C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
We are in
accurate.
agreement.
That was a great, yeah, you did good. You led the way well on that one.
Oh my God, this woman.
I love her.
Merdania.
Yes.
Wine Spring, then proceed.
Oh, her little fascination. Sauron. And then the moment when she's flailing around, and they pull the ring out of her, like that was so good. She's just captivated by Sauron. I just love her character. So I'm gonna give her a B because she's not like super important or plot driver, but she is fun to see on screen.
Well, we don't
I
know if
like
she's
her.
super important or not. That's the thing.
I don't. Yeah,
I don't.
know.
I don't either.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if Jessica does or not. But all right, Jessica.
I was
Eh?
going to give her a B as well. I think that it makes me a little sad how textbook her weakness was for Sauron to play
Oh.
on her appearance looking like Galadriel. As a woman, I looked at the TV and said, too loud. Stop that.
Yeah, it was a bit much.
I was
Yeah.
like, wow, you don't have to come right at me both barrels. Okay. Yes. As women, we compare. Yes. There's always a pretty one, and it's not usually us. So it was very.
Are you calling Merdania the Duff?
I think she's
But I just
stunning.
I think she is too. But I think
But
that
compared to
if we lived in a
Galadriel,
world,
yeah.
lived in a world where we were being compared to Galadriel,
Yeah.
you would always feel like
Yeah.
like the mousy librarian or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you would never feel like
Duff
the
was a
pretty
bit
one
harsh.
in the room.
I take that back. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so it was such it was a good shot. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying it was a good
Yeah.
shot, but I was like, I heard it was really loud. It felt really loud, very
Yeah.
targeted. And so I do hope that that's not the only facet of her personality that we get. Now that Sauron's already started to interact with her and
Mhm.
turn her perspective, I worry that he's going to continue to manipulate her because of
Yes.
things that have been said so far in the show about once
Yeah.
he can exert his influence, he can do it further. So, but I'm going to give her a B
Okay.
because I felt for her in that moment.
Nice. I love that.
I too will be giving her a B. I think though that she's a lost cause. Simply because from the get-go, from the moment Sauron showed up as
In the
I can't
rain.
remember- yeah, in
Yep.
the rain, and it's
Uh-huh.
cold. Sire, it's going to be cold tonight. You know,
She was in it
pity-
to win it.
Yeah, she was already starting to pity the poor human. And then he shows up as the gift bringer, and she starts falling for that. And then
He's shopping. Yep.
yeah, and I don't. But here's the thing, though. I don't think she's infatuated with him romantically. I think she likes him.
She wants his approval.
Yes, that's what it is. She wants the
Mhm.
approval. And the Galadriel freaking line, I was like, oh, that's fucking low blow.
Ouch.
That's
Yeah.
super low blow and unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but at the same time, it resonates so hard, I think, with
Yeah,
women. At
no,
least for me. I don't know about you, Winespring, but like,
But
I
it
have-
works. That's
yeah.
the problem. It works even in real life, and that's.
I want to
the
hear what you're
problem.
going to say, though, Jess.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jess.
No, just that, like, I have been in a room where they were like, "Oh, you look kind of like so and so," and I'm like, "Yep, no,
Yeah.
just me, just
Just-
me."
Just me. You're never just Jess. Jess.
I know.
Oh no, that sounds cool though. Just Jess.
Just Jess. Anybody know what that is? So it's
New
just Jack.
girl.
Yeah.
No, just Jack was Will
Oh.
Grace.
Yeah.
I
no,
went.
Grace.
I
Just
was
Jack.
going total new girl. I was going. It's Jess.
Is that a thing? Oh, see, I didn't even
Yeah.
know.
All right.
Will and Grace.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Moving on to
Okay,
Muriel.
go.
Mm.
Wow.
I'm gonna go first on this one.
Do it.
Muriel, although she has flaws,
Nope.
is S tier for me. S tier. This season alone, I mean, yes, there are flaws. Every one of these characters has flaws, a given. The way she carries herself, the way she's been carrying herself, even after going blind and losing, the stewardship or whatever it is that they're calling it, still carries herself with a dignity that is insane. So S tier for me and Muriel. Winespring, or actually Jessica, go first.
I'm going to say S tier because if nothing else, the one line, and I'm going to paraphrase it badly because I didn't write it down. how sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to hold the course. You know what I mean? Where she's
Yep.
saying that like
My gosh. Yes.
it's not glitzy or glamorous, but sometimes that's what you have to do is you have to stay the course. So I was like, hell yeah, I could not get enough of that. So she hit S tier for me this season already. That just reinforced it. And I can't wait to see more. I'm also highly fascinated about her connection to the Palantir.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yes.
based on the books, the Palantir is Aragorn's by birthright.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Pat. Yeah. Well, here's the thing though with the Palantir, clearly they've been around way longer than Sauron is the one that kind of corrupted them and basically used them to control people and to communicate with people. He basically tainted them for lack of a better word.
But if I'm remembering correctly, when we left Lord of the Rings, nobody knew what happened to the Palantir and Numenor. Like it was presumed lost. So by the show using that, it leaves it open-ended of which Palantir this is. So
do you think, okay, real quick before we go too deep into this, do you think it's the one that Saruman ended up with? That Pippin grabbed?
I'm not sure. No, because there was one already gifted to Orthanc, I believe. So I'd have to go back and look, but I feel
there was one gifted to Orthanc, but by that time the Numenorian one was lost.
But there were 7, I think, in total. So yeah,
was it 7? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I don't want to derail the show because I know we're already running long. But
all of that makes me want to read it so bad.
It interests me a lot. You know, like the TLDR is I'm really interested in Muriel and her Palantir.
Yep, I agreed.
I love that. Okay, so I'm going to say S tier because of everything you both just said.
Nice.
Specifically, 2 things that happened this season when she got slapped by someone who was mourning. Instead of reacting violently, she embraced. That is top quality to me. And in these 2 episodes, the one we're kind of discussing as we do this, the moment when Elendil, saying that wrong again, Elendil. Thank you. Gosh, I need to get that in my head. He says what he saw in the Palantir, and she is just scooping hope, everywhere she can. Like she is always hopeful, looking for hope this way, go that way for hope. I love someone that does that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love her.
She's amazing.
S tier.
Bath time in the chat actually made a good point. The Denethor was driven mad by one of them, so it's most likely to be that one. If it was Isildur's, which then became Aragorn's by birthright, it would make sense that maybe that's where it was. But who knows? Because Gondor, it looks like because
it's specifically the one that Saruman had that Aragorn says it is mine by birthright.
Oh, so there you go. All right.
So if it's the same, and wait, I don't know, right? Because
I'm not sure.
I didn't trace the lineage of the Palantir while I was reading the book, but it makes me interested. It makes me excited to see how they might tie that back.
All right, moving on to Narvi. This one will be quick for me. Narvi is, I'm going to give him a C for the simple reason that I like the character. I like the fact that he's the master delver. Also, was responsible for creating Durin's Door, or partially creating Durin's Door, which is mind-boggling. And I'm glad that we got to see that person and how that came about. So he is a C for me. Jessica.
I would also give him a C as well. I'm interested to see that there's a master delver. He gives me middle management vibes so much, right? Like he is the tug of war rope between Durin 3 and 4. And I feel for the poor dude.
I love this shot.
I think C is the right spot for him, but getting the origin of Durin's Door was phenomenal. But I feel like that's the poof. That's his finale.
I think it was fan service for sure on the show, but it was a great moment to see.
Yeah, so I was thinking either C or B because of the door also. So I mean, and that's really it. So I can agree with C for that.
Okay.
I like this character, but there's not a lot probably that we're going to see
Narvi's
more.
going to
Yeah.
C. I'm just gonna put her. You know where I'm gonna put her.
Yeah.
You know where I'm putting her.
I'm pretty sure we need to talk about this.
Whatever.
Tavern.
Nori,
So-
go ahead. You know what, Weinstein, go ahead. Go ahead so that I can combat you if you go astray here.
So I think everyone knows where I'm headed with Nori. There's just so much with this character, and I know we don't have a lot of time to talk about it, really break down the flaws. So let's just all agree that she's S tier and duh.
Okay. You were
S tier and
about
duh.
to scrap.
S tier
You
and
were
duh.
about to scrap.
There's not a scrap about. She's adorable. She's hopeful. She's powerful in her
Yes.
own right. She's a
she's
great
brave.
friend. She's
Super brave.
freaking brave. Yeah, and she's masterful at hiding, which is really fun to watch on screen.
She's amazing at
Mhm.
hiding.
Mhm.
S tier for me, Jessica.
Oh, and leadership really
Same.
goes to her too for that reason. I think she's
Alright.
given a quality that we can't help but love.
Nori goes to
Mhm.
S tier, and our favorite third or fourth BBEG, Farazan. Can I just bring something up? Why is it that all shitty freaking characters end up with the golden sun? White clothes.
Look, I love
don't
this and I want it.
That stuff is cool.
I'm really mad how much I like his cloak. I'm really mad how much
Everything.
I like his costume.
The
Yeah, that's pretty
costuming,
freaking
the
badass.
highlights in his hair, like they
Yeah.
did a very good job.
So
And
I
go ahead. Sorry.
was really excited about Alfarazon because when I finished Return of the King in August, I happened to start the first appendix that comes immediately after it, and he is named there. His name exists
Yeah.
in the appendix in
Ooh.
Return of the King, FYI. So I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I did not finish reading the appendix because it was a lot.
It's a lot. The Silmarillion is basically the appendix, like 10 times. 10
Yeah.
Did you see what Bath Time said about him? Like, I really wish he had more screen time and dialogue. I still haven't decided if he's a good representation of him or not. So
Sure. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I don't know either because I didn't
Interesting.
even finish that because it was like any good appendix, it put me right to sleep. It's just a really hard thing to get through. It's not a knock at Tolkien's writing. Appendices are
No.
not meant to be gripping. So he is a big old D for me.
Okay. Weinstein?
Yeah, I could actually go for D there instead of S tier like I went with his son. Because Farazan is predictable almost. And not
Yeah,
quite
he's
as
unhinged.
mesmerizingly bad and worthless as his son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he had the
Um,
Palantir suddenly, I was like, of course he does, you know? So yeah, D.
I'm gonna go with C primarily because there's something unhinged about him already. This is before he even gets to the Palantir, when he finally gets that power, right? And he tells his son, your mother had a viewing of you, you know, that you came to a shitty end, and he's gripping that scepter. I swear I thought he was gonna jam that thing into the kid's head.
Mhm.
And
And he's probably lying about the mom anyways, just to manipulate his kid.
100%. So
I give him an F.
But that's like next level because he was not that way last season.
No, he was
Mhm.
not. And again, it's the power made him greedy.
Mhm.
And it's taken over him, and now he's got a Palantir on top of it. So
I mean, his plans are working. I
Yeah.
mean, he has got to be riding high right now to have all
Yeah.
of this just falling into place.
and I
The
have to give
eagle
him
showing up. Oh my God.
that
Like,
wasn't the
geez.
thing is
The
that
eagle
was an
showing up. I know we talked
that
about
was
this a lot.
we talked about this last stream.
Yeah.
That was an opportune moment for him because
Mhm.
I don't think the eagle showed up for him. He
No.
just stepped to it and let the crowd.
He is a politician.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%. So that's why I'm a C for him, and you guys both gave him D's, which puts him in the D.
I'm willing
And
to
so-
give him a C. I'm willing to upgrade him to a C.
Yeah, easy.
Oh,
With
nice.
everything that we talked about, yeah.
Like,
So everyone watching, we are going so fast through this because the
Yeah,
first like 2 hours of the stream, we nitpicked
We
everything.
did 4
Everything.
characters.
Yeah.
We did like 4 characters, like 2 hours. So sorry for rushing through some of these
Yeah,
characters.
and some of these characters are lower level characters. So we kind of bounced through them. All right. Moving on to
Poppy.
Poppy. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give her an A. I don't think she's
Aw.
S tier. Not because she can't be S tier, because she could still grow into that. I think she's B only because I think she's overshadowed by Nori.
Not to everybody, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know. I'm just saying, but she's definitely A tier for me. Jessica.
I will give her A. I think that she is so fierce.
Yeah.
And if she's the start of a new Hobbit line, I'm totally okay with it.
Yep.
I like that. I could go with A also for her. She's kind of a plot driver, showing up
Mhm.
with the map, getting the song, you know. She's our Samwise, I think, a little bit for Nori.
Yes.
So
Bath time
precious.
just mentioned that. He goes, you're not a huge fan of Poppy, to be honest. I really hope here. Actually, I can just do this and put it on the screen. I hope they're not going to ape Sam and Rosie with the new Stewart Hobbit. Bath time. I hate to say this, but I think we kind of
I think they
went
are.
in that direction
Mhm.
earlier.
Yeah.
That Mary's bloodline may come back to these two because we know the Hobbit split up into many different factions, and I think this may be the start of one. Which
And
is
as a
what Jessica
non-book
was
reader, I love it. So it sounds like you're a book reader, and maybe you don't.
stating. So, did you agree with A, Winespring?
Yes. Yeah, I'm good
Okay.
with an A for
Poppy
Poppy.
goes to A. During the fourth age, I'm just kidding. I made jokes. Yeah, during the fourth. Winespring.
S. S all the way. I really adore Durin. He tries to help his dad. He loves his wife. He loves his people. He's always trying. He's seeing things happening that other people aren't willing to do anything about, and he's trying to do things about them. And that's really respectable. So S class for me.
Okay, Jessica.
I want to give him an S so bad.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
I want to give him an S so bad.
Do it. You're in charge of your answer.
Oh, I forgot to show this earlier. It's not
I'm gonna hold him down to an A. I have some concerns. So far, he has done everything right. And I do love the way that he loves his wife and he honors what she's saying to him. I just have this sneaking suspicion he's gonna let me down, and I can't shake it. And we're supposed to be faster.
It's that
supposed to
last
be-
moment. I'm sorry, with
Yes.
his wife, when she's like, promise me you're not going to wear the ring. And we could tell that was not a genuine promise.
I agree, Bath Time. I think the Durins are incredible. So I have to give him an A. I have to hold him down from S because I can't shake the feeling that he's gonna flinch in the game of Cosmic Chicken that's coming up. I think he's gonna flinch
When maybe a Balrog shows up or something.
when maybe a Balrog shows up.
Maybe.
Okay, I am also giving him an A for the simple reason that he doesn't always listen to reason. He's
stubborn as can be.
He's super stubborn, and he's one of those I gotta see it to believe it kind of people. Like we used to stay in the military. We say, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. And that's what I
love it.
That's what I get from Durin the Fourth. So I'm going to give him an A, which I believe is 1 S and 2 A's, and puts him solidly in the A tier. This one's going to be pretty easy. Also, I think Princess Dissa. I will start with an S. She is listen, the women of the Rings of Power are on a whole nother level. They're either at the top or they're at the bottom. You either got your Aarons or you've got your Dissas and Galadriels. and Dissa is an S tier. I mean, I can't even say anything else. She's just the epitome of a female dwarf, and plays the role incredibly well.
I think Disa is clearly an S tier. She's clearly a queen, ready to happen.
Yep.
I love the fact that she's got her own profession that she is profoundly good at.
Yeah.
And she has all of the savvy and spirit. She has all of the spirit of a dwarf, but also is smart and understands that, you know, just because you're built stubborn doesn't mean you should always be stubborn. And there are times
Yep.
when you flex and bend. So
Mm.
Disa is an S all the way for me.
Winespring.
Yeah, I mean, I want to wine spring this one so bad, you know, and really screw up the rating, but I cannot with Disa because I really just adore her character. Like bartering for a rock, you know, that then ends up getting broken. Like just everything that happens to her character is just fun. It's fun to watch. I can't wait to see what they do. I hope Bath Time is wrong about her just CSIing a Balrog for the rest of the season. I hope that's not all they do with her. But yeah, S tier.
Yeah, not to yeah, S tier, and that's a good point. The fact that she is the one that brings the news of the doom that's to come,
Yeah.
is just incredible. So S tier for Dissa.
Man, that shot where the water flies up.
Oh, so good.
Those
This
are some
character,
heavy vibrations to cause that, y'all.
This character I brought into the fray. He's not in this season, but I brought him into the discussion primarily because his name was brought up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And clearly there's a connection between Sadak and the Stewars.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna give him a C.
Mm-hmm.
I think
For this season.
Yeah, there's something that's gonna pop up with him. I just don't know what it is yet. So I'm giving him a C.
100% agreed.
Yeah, I would just give him I would give him a D because it was just his name mentioned.
Okay. So that's a C for Sadak. Our bundle of joy, he with the many faces, the Clark Kent of the Rings of Power.
The giver of gifts, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Anatar, yeah.
Yeah. Sauron, Anatar, what the hell was his other name?
Halbrand.
Morin, more something. Started with Marion? Something like that.
Did he have a name? When was that? Oh, when he was the other at the very beginning.
Before he became
when
squeating pasta.
No, when they killed him. Remember when he was the other person at the beginning of the season? It was Marion or some shit like that. Yeah,
Marion, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Or
close to.
The Admirable. Okay. Thanks for being here, Bath Time.
Yeah, right.
That's very helpful.
Maron the Admirable, very nice. S+ for Sauron from Bath Time. Jessica, what do you say?
I agree with Bath Time.
Right?
I'm having a really hard time with the Anatar version of our friend here, but not for lack of trying, not for lack of acting, not for
we have to talk for just a minute about that. What do you mean a hard time?
Like he's real bad. Like I'm worried about, like I think that I'm having a hard time because it's very clear how sinister a character he is. That's what I mean.
Okay.
But the acting is top shelf. I love to watch him. I have to give him S tier, if nothing else, because I love to watch him to see how many times he tells the truth. Because the amount of truth that he tells versus lies is astounding. He gets everywhere with the truth.
Listen, the best lies are the closest
are
to
founded
the truth.
in truth. Yeah. So if for nothing else, and that was true in season 1, because I immediately went back and did a rewatch afterwards. And that's true in season 2. I am fixated. I am transfixed on the TV when he is on it because I'm seeing where he tells the truth. And pretty much it always seems like the truth because he can make it work.
Yeah.
Mm.
From my opinion, for a character who is bound in darkness, right, Sauron, to watch him get darker and darker with each episode of this season is mind-boggling. When I say he's the Clark Kent, I'm not joking, because everybody's like, well, how can they not tell that's Halbrand? I'm like, it's the Clark Kent. He combed his hair and put on a freaking laurel wreath. It's that simple. I mean, it works for freaking Superman. Why can't it work for Sauron?
And
His
Charlie
acting-
Vickers just doing an incredible job.
His acting, he's playing, he's played multiple characters.
It's probably a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and excelled at all of them. So S+, I even created a new tier.
Look at you.
S+ for Sauron for me as well.
Okay.
Winespring.
Jess, did you say S+ too?
No, I just said S, but I didn't
Oh, I
realize
thought you
S
said you
plus-
agreed with Bath Time.
Oh, I did. Yes, I'm sorry. So yes,
That's why.
S plus,
That's why I made it.
Wow. Congratulations, Bath Time. You've created a reason for
A whole
Tavern and
new
I
tier.
to fight when the stream is over for adding a new tier and messing up all the rankings, and we have to
No,
redo
it's
them all
not,
now.
because nobody else is S+.
I don't know about that. Okay, so I could agree. We're not actually gonna fight. It's just a joke. So maybe I would give Sauron also S+ actually, because it is an option,
Yes.
and you just can't put him any lower because, like you said, the acting is great and he is captivating when he's on the screen. Sometimes I'm almost distracted because I'm like, is he gonna blink? Is he gonna blink? Because sometimes it's like he doesn't. He just stares and communicates, and it is captivating like it's supposed to be.
And
He does a
as
great job.
Anatar, his look as Anatar is mesmerizing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you can't take your eyes off him. It's crazy.
and the way he
Um,
moves,
oh, yeah.
is
I'm gonna skip the
Strange.
next one. I'm gonna skip the next one and put them at the end with the last picture. So we're gonna skip to the Dweller, which is the only name they have for this character. I'm gonna go with a B. I'm gonna go with a C for the Dweller.
Mhm.
Because it's she's amazing character. I love the character. I love the aesthetic. I think she looks hot as hell, but and the fact that the whole outfit from behind looks like a moth, fucking incredible. So that's a C for me. Jessica, if you want.
I mean, I was gonna say a C because there hasn't been much interaction from this character so
Right.
far, other than holding court with the Dark Wizard.
Yep.
And I want more from them. I want to know
Oh, yeah.
how they fit into this power structure now. So, I have to go C because I don't really have much to go on so far this season. Somehow they're plugged into the Dark Wizard. I'm waiting to see how.
Yep.
I like that.
Agreed.
I would go C also. You converted
Yep.
me from a B. I really enjoy their magic, and I would love to see
Oh.
more of it on screen
Mhm.
because it is really strange.
The
Yeah,
her entrance this season,
Mhm. Beautifully done.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like Bath Time doesn't even know what their purpose is, I guess. I don't know if that's because
Yeah,
they're not.
there's
book
there's
related
not
at
other
all.
than I mean, she was sent to bring back the E-Star, right?
Okay.
And that's what I got from that whole thing. But
But they're not from the books that we know of.
not that I know of. Just like
Not that I
Brank,
know
Okay.
of.
yeah, just like
Okay.
Brank, a failure in doing so.
Okay.
Speaking of the E-Star, the Stranger,
Hmm.
Winespring.
B. Interesting. Enjoy the magic. Funny moments. But I need it to climax. Like I need to know. Like
Yeah.
we need to get there. It can't just always be dangled in front of us. That doesn't stay enjoyable as a viewer.
Yeah.
But I love his character at the same time.
Great character. Jessica.
I would agree. The stranger, now that he's not mute, is more interesting, but
Yes.
it's taking a long time to pay off. So,
Yes.
I loved seeing
Yeah.
his interactions with Tom, but I need more. So
Mhm.
B.
Hopefully we get it through the
Yeah.
season and
Yeah.
we are satisfied in the end.
I'm gonna agree with B. I mean, pretty much what you all said. You can only dangle the carrot in front of the horse for so long.
Yeah. I don't want any carrots anymore. Tell
yeah.
me who he is.
Oh, how I love to hate this little bastard.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Theo.
Oh, Theo. Come on.
I'll start this off with a C. I have a feeling that Theo and Theo's line may end up as the stewards of Gondor. But I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
Not a big
Theo
fan.
being the
Yeah.
ancestor of Faramir?
Think about it though.
No.
I don't get it. Yeah. What do you mean?
He's buddies with Arendir, and with Isildur now, right?
But he's leaving. Didn't he just peace out at the end of the last episode? Or the end of one
No,
of those
Arendir was piecing out. He was going to go chase the orcs, and Leo said that he had promises that he had made as well.
Probably dark promises. I'm thinking
we don't know what those promises are, but I can see him becoming a leader within this, with the Southmen, and I can just see that happening. I'm not 100%, but I can see it going that route. So, but I fucking hate this kid. Not the person, not the actor, the character.
Like you're done with his character, his storyline. Is that what you mean? Or like,
I want to.
To be fair, Tavern hasn't liked him from the get-go.
No,
he hasn't. He really hasn't.
I'm gonna give him a D, just on principle, because I hate the little shit.
You would? Did you just go from C to D? Is that? Did that happen?
I'm going to D.
Okay.
I can't do it. Jessica, that's where you belong, Theo. You.
I was going to give him a C because honestly, I am a sucker for kids with tragic backstories and trauma.
Yeah.
And so give it I'd really like to see him change his stripes, but it doesn't seem like he's going to. But we're at the mid-season hiatus. So I'm going to give him a C because I'm feeling hopeful.
All right. Wine Spring.
Yeah, I like that. I'll take a C. Even if he becomes like their version of a dark friend or whatever, and he goes towards the dark, which is where I think he's going, I'm interested to see what happens because of how he ran up on that group around the fire and was like showing them his scar on his arm, that he got from the sword, like the dark sword.
I really like what Bath Time has to say because if that's the case, then he's going to be how they teach the audience how to become a Nazgul.
Dang. Okay, explain what a Nazgul is.
So
please.
Do you remember, have you seen the movies?
Yes.
So the dudes with the big black capes that were riding on horses and then eventually on dragons looking things, those are the Nazgul. They are the ring race. They are the 9 lords of men who are bound forever to Sauron and still serve him after death.
Oh, gross. Yeah, I would love that if he became a Nazgul, and I could totally see that being the route of this character, honestly. 100%.
We shall see. I get it. We shall see. All right, so it looks like he's a C.
We shall see.
That's way too generous for this little shit. Tomas Bombadil. I'm not gonna lie. I think we've only seen a little bit of Tomas Bombadil, but just on Legend, he might be an S+ for me. He's eldest. He's freaking eldest, which means that he was there before Sauron, and before Sauron's master, Morgoth. Is it Morgoth?
Yep, he was there before the elves.
Yep, he was there before everybody.
Yes.
He was there before the stars, he said.
Wine Spring?
Wine Spring.
I would actually agree with that. I know we don't get a lot of time with them, and I actually hope we get significantly more with him this season. The only part is he in The Hobbit? I don't remember what he's in.
No.
Which books?
He's in the Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so that is the
Lord
only
of the Rings book.
Okay, so that is the only part of Lord of the Rings that I've read is that with Tom Bombadil, and I loved it. I really like this character a lot. and I love his magic and his story. So yeah, I could do S plus on that.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I know it's completely disproportionate to anything, but Tom Bombadil was something I couldn't wait to read because of my BS with never read Lord of the Rings until this year. He is S plus because he is a pure character for me. Like, I get to enjoy him on the screen for the first time without any negative throwback to he didn't make it onto the screen with Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Like he's pure for me. And I really liked the way that he was portrayed. I loved, and maybe it's because it's so fresh because I just read it this year. I dug it because he wasn't silly or laughable, but they did enough nods to make it connect for me. So I hope we get so much more. I hope we get so much more, and I want S plus. I definitely want S plus.
Yeah. I like the fact that they made him, for lack of a better term, more human. Because to be fair, Tom Bombadil could wipe the floor with any character, including Sauron. And the fact that he's impartial and that he's basically a neutral essence for, I would say neutral good, if anything.
He's a hermit. He just lets the world happen around him.
Is incredible. The singing, the way they did the singing, I thought was extremely classy. So S plus for
there was even a Goldberry reference that made me lose my mind
when he had the female voice when singing in the background. He was there a woman, and he said a woman. It was so good. It was so good.
They picked a great actor too.
Oh my God, broad faced and just a gentle looking. Oh my God, perfect and jolly looking. He's almost like the Santa Claus of freaking The Lord of the Rings.
He's chaotic good. Bath Time said, I love that.
Chaotic good?
Yeah, he's chaotic good. Gandalf said they could give the ring to him, but he would put it down and forget about it and go off on a walk.
That would mean, to me, that would be more neutral than chaotic, but yeah, I mean.
Well, but also like the ring, he took the ring in the book. He actually took the ring and it did nothing. And he, made a joke about it like a bauble, and then he gave it back. So he actually touched the ring and nothing happened. He's so OP, nothing happened.
Wow. He's like
my thing about him is he's like the ultimate retiree, right? Like he was Super Saiyan dude, and now he's just got a little plot on the back 40 where he grows his flowers and Yeah,
I get that.
I love that.
Now for the saddest character to be tiered, no pun intended. Valandil or however you say it. For me, he would have been a B normally. This season he shot up to A status for me. And I'm really, really not happy about what has happened to him this season. So that's all I'm going to say. He's A for me. Winespring.
I'll go with A also for his character. Talk about an honorable person. And so loving and strong and masculine. He's a character that it is sad that he has died, and that he died at the hands of someone so slimy.
Yeah, which is usually the case. Yeah,
like I heard a piece of lore. You can tell me if it's true or not. That Isildur named his first son after him. Have y'all heard that?
I don't know that.
I don't know.
So
I couldn't tell you honestly.
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's possible.
I need to confirm that. But as far as I know, because he was like the best friend.
Well, they were very good friends. Yeah.
He is. He stepped up first to fight with Galadriel in the square in front of everybody. Like, just a really cool character. Like, it's very sad that he had to die. And sometimes that is a legacy you kind of need from a good character like this to press on the bigger heroes in the storyline. Like it will.
Yeah, it
definitely will.
Talk about a character that was personally betrayed by privilege
Mhm.
when
Mm.
Isildur basically got them all kicked out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is a guy
He was
fighting
righteously mad too,
for all
yeah.
everything that was,
Mhm.
that he could reach for, and Isildur fucked him up. So Bath Time doesn't agree. She doesn't like they don't like Valandil. And also his sons were Elendor, Araton, and someone else I can't remember, which we don't know. So thank you, Bath Time, for that. Jessica, your thoughts on Valandil?
I like Valandil well enough. I think that he was a foil to show how well Isildur could have done if he had taken more of Elendil's instruction.
Yep.
I think that he was there to contrast to Isildur's faults. I give him a
Oof.
B. I am sad that he died, but I give him a B.
It was so tragic, you guys.
It was tragic.
So are we good on a B across the board, I guess? Or did I think I said B, right? Or did I say A?
I
No,
thought you
We
said
both
A.
said A. We both said
Oh,
A.
did we?
There's 2 A's and
Oh.
a B, I believe.
So then it is A. I couldn't remember. To me, he is what a Numenorian should be, whereas Elendil is
yeah.
like above average
Mhm.
and Isildur is just below average.
Mhm.
This is what a Numenorian soldier should be. And he played the part well.
Mhm.
All right, last two.
I can't see those, by the
I
way.
can't either. I've been trying to figure out who they are.
You don't know? What? All right, fine. First one up, Snaggleroot.
Oh,
Let's brighten things up.
Uh,
There we go.
oh, good job. Jeez. Awesome.
Save that. There's Snaggleroot.
mhm.
I can bring them both up at the same time, primarily because there's two
They're a
of them.
set.
They basically are a set, yes. So let me bring up Winter Bloom.
Their little faces.
I don't mind going first. These are clearly S+ tier for me. I was beyond thrilled to see Ents.
Oh my god, yes.
And the fact that we got an Ent wife, I was out of my chair. I was out of my chair.
Yes.
I was so excited.
I think I hollered.
was heartbroken for her. But in Lord of the Rings, they talk about how they haven't seen the Entwives in a really long time. And I didn't really think about it, but we are in the second age.
Yes.
And so I was just so excited to meet them and to see them out and about. So yeah, S+. No notes.
Okay. Wine Spring.
Okay, I'm gonna go S+. I'm gonna go S+ too. I was so excited when you did that because they are fan service a little bit too. Like, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Give me service. I love the reminder that the Ents from the movie said they hadn't seen the wives in a long time. Like, that is such a cool thing to remember because I didn't remember that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Y'all know I play an Owlin for Night to Say Chill, and my character's all connected to trees and stuff. And seeing these trees talking and everything, I don't know. I love it. I love nature coming to life. Yeah.
Treyon. Hello.
Yeah.
Why do you think Beaks is totally trying to be your buddy? I'm doing all that weird stuff on purpose.
So 100% S+ tier for these two. One thing that a lot of people, I don't know if most people catch, you see it on the show and you get it from the show, but the Entwife was the one beating the shit out of everyone, while her husband, Snaggleroot, wasn't doing a whole lot of that, which basically is what we see in Lord of the Rings, where the Ents don't want to fight. They don't want, and it takes like a whole nother level to really piss them off to get to the point to fight. Now, I'm not saying that Entwives had anger management. But it's good to see the passion that
And
was lacking in the Ents
yes.
in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, great call out. Yeah.
Which is amazing. And the fact that as a pair, they work so well together. And like I mentioned earlier, that when they finally walk off, they hold branches. Or hands.
Yeah.
They hold branches. Was mind-boggling. And that she repaid Arendir's kindness with a token of herself, a flower from herself.
It was like binding, is what it felt like. Like they
it
made an
was
agreement.
Crazy, and that's how Arendir knew what had actually taken the people, because of the little piles of flowers. And to be honest with you, I didn't put that together. I kept seeing the flowers, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?"
Yeah.
And then when they popped up on screen, I had lost my shit.
It was like, what? Yes.
Yeah. So, we're gonna drop them immediately into S+. And we're gonna really quickly go through a couple of pictures that Winespring put together, and then we're gonna close out the show because some of these are freaking fantastic.
It's a beautiful show.
Let's talk about that happening. The hand in her vision.
Creepy.
The oh my god, the whites, Barrow
Whites.
Yeah, the Barrow Whites. I didn't think we were going to see.
Me neither. I was so excited. Episode 4 is my favorite. So we got Tom, we got Whites, and we got Entwives. All because I mean the Barrow Down stuff was very interesting in the Lord of the Rings read, and I had no reason to believe we would have it here.
No, and the Barrow Whites are combined with Tom Bombadil in the Lord of the Rings.
He saves them.
Right, which is interesting that in this one they separated them. So they gave us both, but they didn't want to associate the two because Tom Bombadil serves a different purpose on the show.
Correct. The other thing that happened in the book, sorry, Tavern, that they used it, they just did it to Gandalf. So the old ironwood tree tried to swallow one of the party. But in the episode, they had him swallow Gandalf or the stranger.
Well, the stranger,
yeah.
And I love the fact that Tom Bombadil was like, "Why didn't you just ask?"
Yeah, that's exactly what I said while we were watching it. I said it to my mister. I was like, "You just need to ask."
Why are you trying to?
When Bombadil said it, I was like,
"Why are you trying to break this tree, there, freaking stranger boy?" So there's those shots.
Stranger boy.
I got no other name for him. They keep calling him stranger. I think it's dumb. So this shot was interesting. It just shows the dynamic that regardless of where the hobbits are from, there's always a leader and there's always whatever this guy's purpose is. Just like Sadak has what's her face, I can't remember her name, damn it, but she's amazing for the Harfoots. There was this whole thing reminded me of Star Wars, and where Luke grew up, right?
It also reminded me of a hold.
True.
In the Threefold Land.
That is true. Very, very true.
What I liked about this is like seeing that they were established, because we're used to seeing the Harfoots like traveling, not established. These kids have toys, that they're pulling around and playing with. They're getting lessons, like they're established, they're clean.
They have food,
and they have holes.
Yeah,
there were holes in the walls.
Yeah, because Poppy even says it burrows.
Burrows.
Yeah. So let's see, what else do we have here? This whole thing, they've shown it first season and second season, or was it just first? No, I think they showed it in the first season as well. Maybe it was just the beginning of this one. Either way, this is also very Star Wars to me with the freaking Jawas and their moving whatever. But it's interesting because for a region rune for being so run by the Dark Wizard or whatever, this place is very weird. Like it's just rock that's been carved into.
And Tom Bombadil comments on that, right? He talks about how it used to be green.
Yeah, and now it's just sand. Yeah. So
You
that's
can almost
just
see
odd.
like green growing over it.
I'm hoping that we get some kind of flashback to that.
Yes. Mhm.
The shower thing or the bath thing was very Elaine.
Okay, that's exactly why I put this image in there because I was like, we got our bath moment.
We got our bath moment, and he's like, wash your hands and face, because he didn't know what the hell to do in the bathtub. Clearly.
That's wild.
Because the Harfoots I've never seen him take a bath. And he's learning from them. So that was interesting to me.
And shout out to Light Blinded Fool who made it into chat. Hey, dude.
Hey, buddy. Not sure why they cut out all of the rocks in between. Oh yeah, I don't either. It was very odd.
Maybe for like cooling.
Then we have
they're in the desert.
We have Ryan Milky also in the chat. See if I'm on the other side of my Ireland trip from the last time we spoke. It was magical.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right.
We're fans of magic.
I'm just gonna put this, and I hate you for this.
You're welcome.
I freaking hate you for this because I did not need this in my evening.
Oh no, I don't know what it is. Oh god.
We had this.
Oh
okay. God.
And
do you know why?
Jessica, you can hate her as well because next to it, she added this.
Because of course she did.
Look,
because of course she did. Of course I did. I said Artax to the TV. I said, oh no, are you gonna never ending story me? Are you really gonna never ending story me?
Yeah. Again, and
like,
this shows
I'm of a certain age.
Yes.
I get it. I saw it too immediately. I made like a note in my little notes, for when we were gonna chat. I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about this.
You know how we have your wine spring cup? I need to do like a tavern finger. So when people piss me off, I just flip them off.
I feel like we're gonna have it up against me for the whole stream.
Betray you, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is another really good example of elves and how they don't weigh shit in Middle Earth. The equivalent to this was in the Lord of the Rings movie, movies, when they are crossing the mountains and they're like chest deep in snow. And Legolas is literally walking on top of the snow.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, this is super cool. I love that they're doing that. This fucking thing.
Yeah, so awesome though, right?
That was unexpected, totally unexpected, and incredible to freaking look at.
Yes. I love the CGI on this because I'm assuming it's not real, y'all.
It's almost like a flatworm come to life. It was so freaking cool. But it also reminds us that there are creatures that aren't really shown very often, like the Watcher outside the doors of Durin, that are just all over the place. And the fact that Arondir told a joke. We will call this supper. That was
such a good image.
Yeah.
You see her smiling in the background.
His face in this, I think that's the first time I've seen an elf smirk.
This is why I rated him so highly. I love this character.
Yeah, Arondir is pretty awesome. Just a couple more pictures here. We have this. Well, that's not the stomp. You didn't get the stomp, did you? No, this is just.
No, it was really dark. I think.
Yeah, it was super dark. I believe this is tree Winter Bloom.
And Light Blinded Fool, I do think they were planning to eat that. I don't think that was a joke.
No, I don't think it was a joke either.
You gotta eat.
From that, I do believe. I mean, I showed this earlier, but this shot of the origin of the
made me
Durin
so
store
happy.
Yes,
was incredible.
Yes.
I mean, the moment in the last in episode 3, I think, where Celebrimbor is talking about, oh, it's a new thing I've come up with. I knew they were going to show it.
Oh, they had to.
Yeah. I knew that was the lead up for this, and I was down for it 100%. This scenery from one of the flashes in Galad's vision, I believe.
Yeah, what do you all think his visions are gonna like amount to?
It's the rings. Because Galadriel's getting this visions as well from the rings. I think they keep talking about the power, and it was funny that King Durin and Galadriel both said the same thing. Galadriel says, I used to feel it, but now I see it.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
yes.
King
Yes.
Durin says, I
Mhm.
can see the mountain. I can
mountain.
see everything in it. So yeah,
So that's unnatural. for
yeah,
them.
that's not the
Okay,
rings
but
are
it
doing
showed
that.
us like fish, and it showed us this, right? His, and then it showed us the
Oh yeah.
ceremony board.
I skipped the fish part.
I
Yeah, and
I don't like what is
I
the
think
like
the fish,
Are dying.
yeah, the fish are dying, and I think it has to do with the fall of Numenor and a bunch of other
Fall of
shit.
Numenor. Oh, because fish.
Maybe,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe. I think this was from the vision as well, right?
Yes. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is a very strange image.
Yeah, the little
I'm
glimpses.
not really sure what's happening.
I'm kind
I
of
don't know
glad
what
they were
that is.
glimpses.
You
Yeah,
do?
I'm kind of glad they were glimpses. No, she says she doesn't know what that is, and I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I
thought you
don't know
said
what
you
it
knew.
is.
No.
But I'm kind of glad that they're glimpses and they're not giving us like full pictures, because then they would kind of mess it up.
Yeah.
The fact that this tree is dying was also very sad.
Mm-hmm.
But her tending it is actually why I grabbed
yeah.
that image, because
Yeah.
it's so beautiful seeing Disa be Disa.
Yeah. And we already talked about the pools and the Balrog and all that happy stuff. The scene where Mirandia is in the Shadow Realm.
What a
which
moment.
which we know from Frodo.
Mm-hmm.
What that looks like.
Yeah, what that
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like to people on the outside.
I love that they gave us that. Like they
Yeah.
showed us that. Like
At
that was
first, I wasn't
fun.
sure what was happening
Mhm.
until she came out and explained where she was, and I was like, "Oh fuck, yep, that's clue number
Awesome.
one.
Yeah.
That's clue number one, that these rings are different than the Elven rings."
Yes,
So-
light blinded fool. We're not spoiling me on Silmarillion if you could possibly avoid it.
Yeah, no, and nobody
Thank
would
you
ever
for
want to
asking.
do that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't ever want to read that book again.
Can you say what you want to say, but with like a spoiler tag? Like spoiler.
I don't think you can
before-
spoiler tag in YouTube chat.
Well, not like maybe just put like spoiler with little asterisks. So you
I mean,
but
technically,
you don't read it, but we
Oh,
can
you
read it.
haven't read it. So yeah, okay. So this is just you saying you haven't read it. Because this is a full spoiler thing. But yeah, I don't want to mess it up for you. If he's being respectful, I'm gonna respect that. And the last picture I'm gonna show, because it's disturbing what I've seen online. One, this was a great ending to the episode.
Yes. Oh
I
my
thought it was
God.
outstanding. I'm not here to kill you. You're not here as a prisoner. We share a common enemy. People are shipping these two online.
Look, I
and
get it.
I can't I can't deal with it. I can't.
Jessica, do you want to see it? Is this a ship you can support?
No, but I want to see them partner
Wait.
up. I want to see them partner up because
Yeah.
I don't think this is a line that Galadriel will cross.
Oh, for sure she will.
Oh,
I don't even think she'll hesitate, and I think that her peers, her elven peers, will think that she's insane.
this is
And
the
then it'll
path.
work.
This is the path that she is on.
Yeah.
And her
Mhm.
path is to take out Sauron at all fucking costs.
Okay, I know we're like speeding through these images, but I want to talk about
No,
just
that's
the
what was the
moment
last one, but yeah, go ahead.
right before this. She's in the cage, right?
Yep.
She's not acting like a feral animal. She's totally in control.
Yep.
They let her out. She's still
she's
totally
calm as shit.
chill. She's not fighting anybody. And she waits until the big baddie shows up before she pulls out the weapon. And I
Mhm.
loved that. That is a general. That is someone who knows what she's doing. She did not waste the surprise moment on some nobody. Like she
Right.
was waiting for him to show up again. Yeah, I loved it.
Yep.
That's true to her
And-
character.
And this guy
It's
reminds
like, okay, now
me.
kiss.
This guy reminds me so much of Sean Bean.
Hmm.
That I
But
wish.
I'm a little sad that they recast because I liked because
I like
I
the
don't
other
know
guy.
Cast him?
last
Yes.
last year's
can't
actor
tell?
was Rickard Stark, Benjamin Stark, the one who went to the tower, the actor who played Ned Stark's brother, who was at the Black Tower.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I didn't even
Go back
notice
to
the
our other
change.
file.
No,
Go back to our
yeah,
other
yeah.
folder.
I
You
didn't
can
even
really do
notice
side
the
by
change.
side.
Hold on.
Wow. Well, they did a good job with the makeup.
They
But
did.
Yeah, I could tell.
They did a
Yeah.
great job, but I was like,
Mhm.
oh, they recast it.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed when they said
Man, I
that
gotta
to me.
find it.
Yes, thank you, Ryan Milky 14.
I didn't even freaking notice that, to be honest with you. I'm kind of upset at myself now.
That's a
'cause
little surprising, Tavern. You notice the smallest details usually.
I know. Shit, I can't find it. Did I? I don't know where it's at. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. But yeah, listen. Internet, you need to chill the fuck out. This is my 2 cents. Internet, you need to chill the fuck out. Not all characters that are in close proximity to each other need to freaking ship. Okay? Cut it out.
Cut it. Cut it
I mean,
out.
I see some that I'm like, okay, I can see, Poppy and Merrimack.
Nobody. Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
from nowhere.
Yeah, and nobody. I could even see Galadriel, even though she's freaking married at this point. And
is she though? Because
she's supposed to
no
be.
word of
They don't ever talk about him.
Celeborn. They've never mentioned him.
I know it's weird, but I think at this point she's married. Or unless they changed it for the show, or it hasn't happened yet. I could be completely wrong.
And maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. Because what role does Celeborn play?
Why bring him in at this point, right?
Right now,
I
or
could
later?
even see the ship between her and Halbrand.
I hope they do.
I could see that. I could see the ship between Isildur and Eredith, or whatever her name is.
Estrid.
Yeah, that one. Estrid. I should remember Estrid because it reminds me of Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
So I get that.
And the Queen of Numenor with
Muriel with Elendil.
Yeah, 100%.
They're my favorite ship.
There's a lot of characters, and granted, I know we're naming male and female, pairings. It could be female, it could be male. I don't care. That's fine, as long as it makes sense. But this is bullshit. Okay.
Well, just chat. What do y'all think? Should they be
Adar and Galadriel? Okay, stop. Okay, please.
Maybe chat will disagree or
Let
agree with you. You never know.
Agree or disagree with me.
I didn't see any chatter about.
Just know that if you disagree with me, I will delete your comment. No, I'm not gonna. What are you talking about? Celeborn has to be there later to smile and nod while Galadriel helps the fellowship. That's true. That's true.
There's nothing wrong with having your role.
Which means we don't need him until the third age. That's what you just said.
I did see some conversation on X about Celeborn and Galadriel, and how people were excited to see Galadriel maybe like fawning over him, like having loving eyes, doughy eyes, like just into her husband.
Oh, I
like
hope that's not how that goes.
Seeing that side of her. Oh, it doesn't have to be gross. It can be very Galadriel-esque,
It doesn't have to be gross. That's the best line so far.
I don't know. I don't know anything about their relationship yet. I just don't know what he's going to bring to the table. Like, she is a whole package. She is a full serving, full stop.
Who, Galadriel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know what she needs him.
Can you imagine seeing her in love? I think it sounds wonderful. I want to see it.
Potentially, yes, but I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her
Not
high
gross.
school goo-eyed. Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Gross.
You know what?
But
I just
like
thought of?
Galadriel in love would be very cool to see.
You know what I just thought of? The fact that fuck Celeborn, because they were going to send her ass to the Undying Land without him even being present.
So yeah, he might not be around yet.
Is he in the Undying Lands?
Ooh.
Do they come back from the Undying Lands?
I don't know, because I haven't
they
read
do.
those books yet.
I don't think they
no
come
spoilers
back
on
from
that
there.
in the chat. I
No
guess.
spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not get into. But
yeah,
I don't think they come back from there.
I don't know where the origin story for Celeborn and Galadriel lives. If it lives in the appendices, and I just haven't seen it yet, or elsewhere. So I don't know their origin story.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. All right. So we've gone a bit long, but this was a lot of fun. Last thoughts, and we'll begin with our guest, Jessica.
Thank you so much for having me on for this totally planned tier list. And I can't wait to see all you crazy cats and kittens tomorrow night for Nights Who Say Chill,
Nights Who Say Chill.
aka
Jess,
the
but
band of really, really nice good guys.
really,
Yeah.
really nice, good guys.
You messed
That's
that
us,
up,
you guys.
Spring.
That's
That
us.
was your line.
She said it too fast. I tried.
I did. I'm sorry.
Really quick, Jess, while we're
Mhm.
still on you,
Mhm.
could you take the next just 10 to 30 seconds, nothing long, and convince me to read the books?
Oh dear Jesus. The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, or which ones?
I think I've read The Hobbit. It's been a long time, but The Lord of the Rings, I've only read Tom Bombadil's section.
After having read all 3 books, what I would say to you is that context matters. And
Mhm.
I truly think if you love the movies as much as myself or Kritter or
Yep.
Tavern, that you'll just love them so much more because you'll know so much more. There's stuff in there that I got on rewatch that I never understood. And I was so much more invested with them having
I
read
love
them.
that. Okay.
Yep. 100%. I know
Okay.
you didn't ask me because I'm not Jess.
Well, she's our first time reader.
And I don't have a
she's our
podcast.
guest. She has a whole podcast around the books.
But
would
are
you
there
say?
dragons
Yeah.
with
I
Kritter?
mean, I
Tavern?
think
Go ahead.
yeah. I think that it's totally worth the time to read it. It's, it was written 80 plus years ago, so some of the language is a little bit flowery. If you just stay the course, I think it's totally worth it.
I love flowers. So that works.
And
Yeah.
knowing you can handle big, thick boys like the Wheel of Time, I know you
Obsessed
can
with the Wheel
handle
of
it.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you can
Okay.
handle it.
And we have a
Okay.
request from LBF over here. Weinspring, please read the books and at least do a recap reaction after each one if you can.
I think that could be really fun on the Will and Chill. I would do that.
Yeah. I will say this. We can have a segment, Weinspring reading or Weinspring's whatever.
We'll
But
work
yeah,
that out. That sounds
yeah.
really fun. Like,
Yeah. I will say this. Read the books. They are very insightful. Like she said, if you love the movies, the books take it to a whole nother level because they fill in gaps that the movie is left out, right? Because just
Okay.
like it's like anytime something gets turned into a movie, they have to stick to a plot line, and there's
Mhm.
little things that connect and interweave that
You
you're going to be
missed.
sad that you
Yeah.
never knew about. And they're just incredible.
It's
So that's
not
all I'm gonna say
major
about
plot points, right? It's all
No.
little stuff, but
Yeah.
all together, the tapestry was so much richer afterwards. Like, I don't know any other way to
Ooh.
say it. Like, I was so much more invested. I understood Denethor better. I understood
Yeah.
Faramir better. I understood Boromir better. Characters that I kind of shrugged off and nothinged in the movies, had a lot more meaning to me, and it actually let me appreciate choices in the movie more. I know that's not
Okay.
everybody's experience. I know there are plenty of book purists who weren't necessarily happy with some of the Jackson decisions, but
Yeah.
I'm able to look back and just go,
Mhm.
oh, now I get this, and that made me really excited.
Yep.
Okay. I am
Um,
not a book purist. I usually love adaptations. If I get to see it on the screen, I'm usually really happy with it. So I bet.
Yeah.
I just need to do it. I love this
Listen,
idea.
at the least, you will get a better representation of Bill the fucking pony.
You
Okay.
will.
Oh
I
my
love
god,
that.
Bill the freaking pony in the book.
that sounds interesting already.
Mhm.
Anyways, all right.
I'm currently
Um,
reading The
go ahead.
Ultimate Guide to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The Ultimate Guide to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah,
Nice.
the full set.
Very
And
nice to hear.
so fun. And so
Is
I've
it
been
your
trying to figure
first
out.
time?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh, those are fun books.
Those
oh my
are
god.
so much fun.
much fun.
I think I
Yes.
have one on my shelf. Hold on.
I'm in the
talking.
second book, which is what the restaurant at the end of the galaxy, I think is what it's called. And I'm just a few chapters in, and yeah, it is just great. So I need to, after I finish that, I'm probably going to pick up. I'll do like a quick once over with The Hobbit because I read it, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe. Read a lot since then.
Yeah.
And then probably jump into Lord of the Rings.
And I
I
really
love that.
liked reading The Hobbit back to back with Fellowship for what
You
it's
did.
worth.
I wonder if I should
really,
just, it was pretty easy read. I wonder if I
Yeah.
should just do it again.
yeah, it's
Okay.
really,
I'm going to take your
Anyways.
rec because you're the pro. Like you're in it right now.
I don't know
So-
about that. Critter's the pro. I just,
Whoa,
showed
we
up
love
and go,
Kritter.
what about this guy?
We love Critter.
We do love Kritter.
All bow down. We miss Critter. But
Yes.
think you're doing a really good job. So, yeah, that makes me want to do it.
Oh, that's a
Oh my
classic
gosh.
edition.
1979. I found it at a thrift store. I don't have a dust jacket for it, which sucks. But
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ever
Fucking-
come across another one, let me know. I'll send you some
I'm
money.
always looking for stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
I would love one of those on my book.
All right.
I haven't read them since high school. Yeah. Okay.
it's been
Back
a
on the
while.
train. Back on the
Yes.
train.
I got distracted.
Last thoughts, Wine Spring. Aside from all the other thoughts you just had.
Okay, lots of thoughts. I know. Sorry about that. Let me just take over. I'm going to be really honest. This season is dragging for me. I need it to pick up the pace with the second half, which as far as I've been told, that's kind of how TV shows go. They're giving us a little hook, and with
normally, yeah,
they're gonna really wrap it up. Hopefully, exciting, and I need that because it's beautiful to watch. But the storyline, I just need more from it quicker. So that would be great. And are we like signing out, like where you can find us too? Did you do that, Jess?
I didn't.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Do your bit there, Jess. Sorry.
Do I have a bit?
No, do your thing. Yeah.
Like where can we find you? That kind of thing.
I mean, you can find me on Twitter and TikTok as Shelf Indulgence, or on Twitter you can also find me as Jessica Squeedeye.
Squeedeye.
I have so much personality, I have to share it around.
She is the queen of squee.
Oh, and you did mention Nights Who Say Chill. Yeah, so you're doing that with us.
I did.
And also, if you want to be part of the Squee Nation, you can find some merch on
yes,
Zazzle.
you can.
I have some of that
Tavern.
merch, and it's wonderful. It's actually
I love
very
my
comfortable.
Squee merch. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I need to get another one because I wear it too much, like washing, and it's all fading now. I love it.
Wine
Okay.
Spring, back to your farewells and where we can find you.
So that's me. I'm Wine Spring. Thanks for sticking around. Let me pick on the two co-hosts here as we do our tier list. You can find me on X at winespringcafe.com. If you don't already follow me, please come do and say hey and that you watch the show. I always love when that happens. My fun little ditty that I do for the Wheel of Time fandom is recipes dedicated to the Wheel of Time books and TV shows. They're yummy. I try to make them not expensive either, because who wants that? And themed, loosely on either the books or the show. And you can find those at winespringcafe.com and at hashtag What Eats, which doesn't always work. Hopefully it works. I go to it sometimes. There's like 3 recipes, but there's like almost 50, I think, Wheel of Time themed recipes now, and they're pretty yummy. So I hope you'll check them out. And Tuesday nights, back on the Will and Chill show, we do the Nights Who Say Chill together. I play Beaks, a Noble Allen rogue, and super fun and dramatic D&D gameplay, and also doing the D&D for NASA officially. Of course, so official. The Lost Universe on Now Here Talks. And I play Senator Billy Nelson, a spin on the real live Senator Bill Nelson from NASA. So that's always fun. So come get a peppermint sometime.
Tavern, you're muted.
Wow. I
And
took
was
his
gonna
breath
say,
away.
if Billy Nelson actually watches any of our streams ever, the restraining order will be immediate.
I just love that you called him Billy Nelson, not Bill, because it's definitely Bill. I made it Billy.
Whatever.
Just to change it a little.
Whatever. I'm confused. All right. I am Tavern. You can find me here on the Will and Chill show. I am also playing in the Nights Who Say Chill tomorrow night on the Will and Chill show as well. We do our shows on Mondays, but our D&D campaigns are usually on Tuesdays. I'm also a member of the Nastronauts as Granite, a security expert whose idol is The Rock. I'm just saying. I am also the host right here on this channel of Tavern Arcade, where we have cool shows such as The Wheel of Time, Drunken Spelling Bee. If you haven't caught any of those, there's a playlist for those. We've had 2 of them. They are amazing. The October stream will be, our guest will be Wine Spring Cafe, Sulin, and London River. Battle of the
Woo!
Blondes.
Battle of Blondes.
Battle
We're
of the
gonna
Blondes.
win. Oh,
Smoke shows.
whatever.
I will say that this last episode, we actually had a positive number. We got into the
One.
positive numbers. One
Who
positive.
cheated? Who cheated?
I know somebody was
I-
just cheating.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I was pretty impressed with them. I can't even argue. So it was Joe from Talk Around Riyadh and Jen from Talk Around Riyadh and DT from Watt Trivia, and DT was in the positives, while Jen and Joe both came in at 0, which is better than our -9, -9, -3 from the first episode.
That's gonna be closer to ours in October. So just
Listen, it's a lot of fun. Nobody really cares if you're spelling shit right. It's all about taking shots and having a good time. You don't even have to drink. The last group drank beer instead of actual shots, so it is a lot of fun.
Good to know. Good to know.
You can always find my Watt merch and other merch on Redbubble, TeePublic, or Zazzle under Tavern. There's a mug. And if you go to WattCon, I do these once a year. The shiny Wheel and Chill shirts are for people of the fans of the show, and they can request them from me if they're going to be at WattCon, and I will personally hand make these, and I will bring them to WattCon and give them there. They are $25 a pop. That's it for me. That's it for the show. Again, thank you, Jess. Wine Spring, always a pleasure. Kritter, wherever you are. Oh, I forgot I was going to do something else. Kritter, wherever you are. I hope you're not having a baby right now. I know you're close.
Oh, or if you are, so exciting. Yay.
Yeah, if you are, woohoo! But I know you're close. And we're thinking of you. The last thing I'm going to say is, as Weinspring mentioned, September 16th was the day that Robert Jordan passed away, or
Rigney.
Yeah, this is James, I believe.
James Oliver Rigney.
Yeah, James Oliver Rigney. Our beloved Robert Jordan passed away in 2007. September 16th was also my father's birthday, who passed away in 2011. And I miss him dearly. And so to those two great men, I say thank you. And you live on with us. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being a part of the show, and have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye.